Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Listen, I'm going to make this short, sweet, and simple, okay? Tua Tagovailoa look like trash today. Tua Tagovailoa played like trash today. Tua Tagovailoa, his game in the NFL is trash. The Miami Dolphins may be missing out on the playoffs because Tua Tagovailoa is not our future. All these people that have been screaming and yelling that he's our future, this is exactly what you get. This is exactly what you get. He is bad. And somebody said, why are we dogging a rookie? Because you know what? It's time for us to stop being these little baby passive little soft fans. This is the NFL. There ain't no, you know what? There are rookies out here performing better than 10-year vets. There are rookies out here performing better than perennial Pro Bowlers. You know what they all have in common, though? Do you know what a rookie in the NFL and an all-pro player in the NFL have in common? Please, somebody tell me in the comment section right now the one common sense thing that they all have in common. They're grown men. They are grown men that don't need you to defend them, talking about why are we bashing a rookie? This ain't no sixth grader. They're grown men. Tua Tagovailoa is a grown man. Straight up grown man. So stop defending him like he's a sixth grader and you his mama. Stop. The man played like trash. He looked like trash. And if we go into next season with this, he better turn it around. This is unacceptable. Straight up facts. Unacceptable. Our fan base doesn't deserve this. Starting who gives us the best chance to win. Now, I understand Fitz is out because of COVID. I get all of that. This was inevitable. This was inevitable. But it answers so many questions from behind us. Oh, this is funny. Somebody just put in the comment section 14 drop passes. Talk to yourself. Talk to yourself. 14 drop passes. Talk to yourself. Nobody want to hear nothing about no drop passes, none of that crap. Nobody want to hear nothing about the O-line. The man took one sack all game. Nobody want to hear nothing about Chan Gailey. When they opened it up, he was throwing picks. And that's proof. I've been telling y'all for the last 8 weeks. The reason why they don't open it up 1,000% completely, because he's never proven he can handle the playbook. All right, Keith said a quarterback is make other players around him great, not already have the great players around. Drops mic. You did drop the mic on that. Because your quarterback's supposed to make what's around him great. Not the other way around. It's just so funny how y'all flip-flop when it comes to Tua. Nobody wants to hear it, man. You got eyes just like everybody else, and everybody knows. Everybody knows what they just saw. Everybody knows. Shout out for the donation from Nala Vibrian 123 saying it ain't over, TD. Fins up. It ain't over. Let's go Jags. But if it is over, we got some finger pointing. Lieutenant Dan said this is no way, shape, or form Tua's fault. The wide receivers were disgusting today. And first half, the play calling was disgusting compared to the second half. This game is Gailey and wide receivers' fault 100. This ain't, first of all, let's address this wide receivers' fault. How are we literally going to sit there and blame the wide receivers? This man was throwing errant passes too high, too low, too left, too right, too up, down, middle. However you want to put it. Some of the passes was even too soft. Guys were wide open and he waited for a defender to come. And don't tell me first half play calling. They called the plays in the first half that he could handle. They called the plays that he could handle. But that was when his completion percentage was still beautiful. The dink and dunks, he still had a good completion percentage. Second half, we down by almost 30 points. Go ahead, open it up for him. Even if he can't handle it, open it up. That's why you got this notion in your head, first half play calling was disgusting compared to second half. Okay, let's say that's true. Second half, they call good plays then, you're acknowledging. What happened in the second half? It was worse. Turnovers, overthrows, throwing in the dirt. He had a worse second half than first. Do you not see that? The second half was worse. The first half wasn't productive, but it wasn't sloppy. The second half, when we finally opened up the playbook, it was worse. That's all your picks, all your overthrows, all your underthrows, all your throws in the dirt. Like, who were you even throwing to? So come on, man. And in regards to these drop passes, let's get something straight. Most of them came in the fourth quarter. Y'all quick to talk about drop passes. Most of them came in the fourth quarter. And then many of those quote-unquote 14 were bad throws. Bad throws. Devontae Parker, back of the end zone. 2-point conversion. Tipped it. He tried to get his feet down. Bad throw. You didn't even put him in a position. Gaskins across the middle close to the end of the game. Tipped it up for the interception. Bad throw. Most of them were bad throws. These are facts. I already know people want to come with excuses. Come with them. Bring them. Bring your excuses. Anybody want to go for the O-line? Anybody? Because I know we're going to get to somebody's going to try to get to it. TD certified Tua hater. Send me my plaque. After today, send me my plaque. Send me my plaque. Certified Tua hater. Send me my plaque. Send it to me right now, please. Send me my plaque. You know what? It's something that I am going to start embracing going forward. Yep. Since some of y'all act like y'all care, y'all look right past the eye test. Peace, Tony. I'll see you later when Tua ends up folding. When we end up drafting another quarterback. I'll see you then. Or I still won't because your pride. Come on, man. Call it how it is. This is what it is. You got to be better than that. Up and down, up and down, up and down. TD needs that shirt. Nah, I'll put this one on. I'll put this one on. The last real quarterback we had in this organization. No excuses, no overreacting. Time to get better on the offseason. Everyone, including coaches, must improve. Tua, line, wide receivers, running back, offensive coordinator, and defensive coordinator as well. That's fair, Javier. Everybody got to get better. Everybody got to get better. Everybody. But I tell you what, I don't believe that this quarterback is our guy. Don't make me right. I could be wrong. Come out next year and break records. I don't know, but what I saw this year, this isn't the type of quarterback play you want. Disagree with LT. I don't know what LT is. Dan, quarterbacks are supposed to make everybody around better. Let's draft the QB every year till we get the one. Tua will benefit from this or will continue to wilt and fade away. Exactly. That's all I've been preaching all this time. Get another quarterback. It does not mean we gave up on Tua, and it does not mean he won't be the future, but give him some competition. So if he does flake out like this, we got a plan B. If he does flake out like this, we got a plan B. Straight up. Straight up, man. We got to make smart decisions. Smart decisions. You sound like you giving up on Tua. Y'all got to understand, man. Let me make something clear. As long as he's in a Dolphin uniform, I'm not giving up on him. But at the end of the day, I'm going to call what I see. It ain't no different from game one when everybody was ragging on Noah Igbenogany. Oh, he trash. We wasted a pick. Blah, 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 blah. You know what? He ain't trash. We didn't waste the pick, but he was playing like trash and he looked like trash. Tua ain't trash. We didn't waste a pick on Tua, but he looked like trash and he playing like trash. It's up to him to change that. Y'all got to understand, I'm not sitting here calling this man just straight up trash. He's playing like trash. What he did today, that was trash. That was trash. Straight up, man. Just not good play, man. You didn't even give us a chance. And everybody, tell me if I'm wrong. In the third quarter, even being down by 3 touchdowns, didn't you feel like, we could still come back in this game? And every time we felt like that, it got worse. From Tua. Andre said, I'm with getting a QB, just not at 3. I mean, our O-line is horrendous. In the second line, I'm open to a QB. We won't benefit from having 2 QBs with no O-line. But what's the problem with the O-line? What did they do wrong? What was their issue today? We say our O-line is horrendous. Y'all do realize our O-line ain't as bad as you think when you compare them to the rest of the league. They're not. The man got sacked 1 time today. Once. Come on, man. What's up, Daryl, man? Talk me off the ledge, man.
Can you hear me all that clearly, TD? Because the audio has been tripping on my side.
Nah, I hear you clear. If you're on your phone, turn it to the side so we can get a landscape. It'll give a better view for us, if you are.
I'm trying to make it out the best I can, but as far as my thoughts, I mean, let me just say this, TD. I owe you and Brian Flores an apology because I admit, as I said before, I'm a Tua fan. I am. I'm a fan of his. I'm a fan of his upbringing. I think he was raised right. He seems like a decent human being. However, you asked if we think that he's the guy moving forward. I'm going to give Tua the benefit of the doubt in this regard and only this regard. We haven't seen him as a starter for the full year. If he's the starter next year and he displays what he displayed in this game, then prayerfully the Dolphins would have drafted a quarterback because the Ryan Tannehill era, in my opinion, everybody feels what they feel about Ryan, but the Ryan Tannehill era, in my opinion, should have taught fans, and the Dolphins organization not to cater to one guy. Because if things don't work out, you can still have somebody else that you can rely on and see if they are who you think they are for your organization moving forward. Now, again, I haven't given up on Tua, but right now, all that rookie stuff, to me, when it gets to this part of the season, you are no longer a rookie. And for me, right now, when it comes to Tua, my eyes are open in the sense that I am aware of the things that he struggles with, but my eyes are open in the sense that he's on the clock right now. He got to show something. He's no longer a rookie in my eyes. So when it comes down to it, I don't necessarily agree with the whole we should have drafted Herbert or Burrow or anything like this. And I think a lot of people need to realize that when it comes to Ryan Fitzpatrick, his 50-50 ball style, it works in games like this when you're behind, but it also costs the Dolphins games. But you can't give Tua an excuse. This was not a good game for him, and you can also understand why people are a little bit more discouraged now. So,
And I think about that. Fitz came in 3 games this year.
I can't really remember, truth be told. I know he started. When was that game against the Jets when he threw those 2 picks and then Tua came in? How many games was that?
Tua came in.
Yeah, when Fitz was still starting, Tua came in at the tail end of the Jets game.
Yeah, that was. But we were already up big in that game. That wasn't to save the game or anything. That was just to go ahead and get Fitz out there because we were already up big in that game. Give Tua a chance like we gave Tannehill. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. Stop acting like we gave Tannehill a chance. Tannehill earned the right to be here for 7 years and still left without us knowing. Tannehill, his rookie year, threw for 3 times probably more yards than Tua. Probably double the touchdowns in the per game in the ratio if you looked at a ratio standpoint. So this wasn't giving Tannehill a chance. Tannehill showed promise from day one. Was he all the way there? No, but he showed you that he deserved. He showed you that he could be. And every year there was some sense of progression from him. Tua is literally starting, like, to me, in the dirt. Like Tannehill on a scale of 1 to 10, at least his rookie season, he gave you a 6. Tua after this performance, he's at a 4.
Tannehill got a lot to work on.
Season, man.
He's definitely got a lot to work on. And like I said in the comments, when I was donating, he's got to learn how to read the field a little bit better than what he did today. Because I went back and watched that footage you told me to watch against the Raiders game.
The all 22 film.
A lot of receivers.
Wide open.
He missed a lot. Again, I like Tua. I really do. And I hate having this conversation like this. But
they say
he's got to show more and he's got to take responsibility.
But they say it's the play calling, but that's what I don't understand. They say it's the play calling, but when you go watch the film, guys are wide open.
Sometimes
and then they want to pick out 1 or 2 plays.
But at the same time,
yeah, it is.
Again, Tua, you can't give Tua that excuse this game. You just can't. You can't give him that excuse this game.
G Firm said first, everyone played bad today. Next, drafting a QB higher than we picked Tua is like dating 2 women. When one messes up, you just going to the other one. If we do draft another QB at 3, Tua has to go. I ain't opposed to that, but I ain't opposed to keeping both of them either. If you got to date 2, I don't care. I mean, you use that analogy. It wouldn't. I mean, in real life, I wouldn't do that. But in the game of football, you can have 2. Ain't nothing wrong with you having 2. If one was doing their job, they wouldn't have to worry about getting jealous. So it is what it is, man. So I'm all for it, man. That's what I would do. But yeah, everybody did play bad, but you have to understand the flow of the game. A lot of that, I told y'all from the beginning, this defense started out on fire. But what did I say? I said it right on time. The problem we got now with our defense playing so well, you cannot ask for them to continue to do this if they constantly coming out on the field after 1 minute.
Yeah.
1 minute. They on the sideline for 1 minute and they coming out. And right there it went downhill. They started breaking apart. A lot of that has to do with the offense, the attributables of why some of these guys look so bad. But, some people don't see it that way. T-double-D, be realistic. We don't have an offense, no receivers, no O-line, no running backs. Our whole draft should be offense this Tua first year, man. You know what, Debo? All of those are factual statements that you just said. But the part that you got to make sure that you don't forget, you can only control what you can control, bro. So if you don't have all of that, you're giving the team that you're giving. Don't be the one making the mistakes.
Yeah.
Don't be the one making the mistakes. I am not debating with anybody that we can use better receivers. We can have a more solid O-line. We can blah, blah, blah. But what does that have to do with the guy that's wide open and you don't throw it? A guy coming across the middle, you overthrow it. The picks, the throws in the dirt. What does that have to do with that? See, some of y'all don't see it in real-time game action, but go back and watch the film. You'll see it. It's all over the film. It's all over. You can only control what you can control. It's funny how Fitz comes out there and control them same receivers, the same line, the same this, the same that. He comes out there and control it.
I mean,
you only can control what you can control. You can't talk about what you don't have. You're going into the game like that. If that was the case, then why did any of y'all watch the game? We should have known we were going to lose. When Fitz came in and took over a game and won, we should have knew we were going to lose because we got trash this, we got trash that, we got blah, blah, blah. But somehow we won with that stuff. How did we win with that stuff, y'all?
Well, TD, if I may, I want to say this. When it comes to the Dolphins, I mean, they did better than what a lot of people thought they would do, because here's the thing.
Yeah, of course.
When you have a new rookie quarterback who still struggles to read the field, you have a guy in Ryan Fitzpatrick who's a veteran, but still at times has a noodle arm and doesn't make good decisions. You have receivers who don't sometimes run the right route. And, you know, if you have an offensive line who's basically new and still trying to put it together, these are kind of the problems that you run into sometimes. So, again, I still have faith in Tua, but, you know, you got to hold him accountable just like you would Ryan Fitzpatrick if he were to have a game like this. That's all.
I agree. But one thing, like Debo's saying right now, Fitzpatrick is a veteran. Remember that, TD. I want everybody to think about what he just said. He is 1,000% correct, right? Fitzpatrick is a veteran. But what we have to do is become learners of this game. Since Fitzpatrick is a veteran and he's making things work that Tua being a rookie aren't making things work, that allows you to establish the gap. That allows you to establish what Fitz can do and what Tua can't do. So I'm not discounting the fact that Fitz is a veteran and that's why he can do, and Tua is a rookie and that's why he can't. But it establishes the gap and shows you the big difference. So once you identify the difference of what Fitz can do and what Tua can't, it's a lot. And yeah, he's a rookie. He's a rookie, but at the same token, you're not reading defenses. You're a rookie. You're making bad passes. I don't care nothing about you being a rookie You're supposed to be somebody who can throw the ball. That has nothing to do with you being a veteran or a rookie. Decision making and reading is stuff that veterans have. But when you start out here misfiring, overthrowing, underthrowing, that's on you.
Let me ask you this.
That is on you.
Let me ask you this. Do you think some of the frustration, because again, some people are just trolling when they talk about needing to move on, but do you think some of the disappointment with Tua in games like this also comes from the fact that some of us, you know, when he was drafted, we were told he's a game changer, this, that, and the third, all which might be true. But do you think that's where some of the disappointment lies? Because, you know, we saw what he did in Alabama.
That's where it all lies.
Translated yet.
That's where it all lies. It all lies in the fact that before we drafted him, the pre-draft read on him was day one, he is going to come in and wow you. Day one, he is going to come in and be so special that it's going to be an easy decision. He's going to drop dimes. He's going to do this. He was the first rookie to do this. Oh, blah, 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 blah. All of that stuff, that's where the issue came from. And that's what people thought they were getting. Now
but we bite the bait though.
What happened?
Our GM bought the bait though. Like he still bit it though. The GM still bit the bait. None of us did.
I don't know that. I don't know that. I don't know.
We know that now, TD. We know that now.
Maybe Steven Ross bit the bait. GM got to do what the owner tell him.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
I'll agree on that. I'll agree on that.
Y'all don't understand all the stuff that was said about this kid before the draft. It was a guarantee. You'll see. This kid is so special that it doesn't matter. It don't even matter. They even was talking about if he didn't have receivers. They were talking so bad about Josh Allen having a bad O-line, Tua wouldn't do this. Tua would be able to make that happen. See, Tua wouldn't have these issues with the O-line. He's number one against the pressure. He's this, he's that. This is what they were saying. So, but forget what they were saying. Let's talk about what we've seen in the NFL. What we've seen is a kid who still can't read defenses. I told y'all this pre-draft. I said this kid don't read defenses. He's a one-read quarterback. I said that. I said this kid knows where he's going with the ball, predetermined. As soon as he hikes the ball, he goes there. That's what his college film. You had players on LSU coming out saying, we knew we were going to beat Alabama because we already knew because Tua, we know he can't read defenses. So we always show him one look, we jump it. And when did he have his bad games? Clemson players even came out and said that mess, man. Clemson even said it. And so when you got people coming out in his best games in college, and that's when he throws his picks. That's when he has his most incompletions. That's when he struggles when he throws the ball to the ground. In some of the biggest games, that's when he didn't look normal. But we praise him because he beating up on a Alabama State University, Alabama Commonwealth or whatever, and throws 450 yards and 5 touchdowns. What the quarterback in Alabama doing now?
Hey.
What the quarterback in Alabama doing now? Is it that much of a difference from what Tua was doing? Really? Come on. They all balling because they all got the best wide receivers and O-line that you can have in football. And this is what I was worried about. And it wasn't that I thought he was trash in college. I already knew he was talented, but he left me with a big I don't know because I haven't had a good enough sample size to see him against quality competition. Let me read these donations, then we're going to keep it rocking. TD, you said if Tua throws downfield, you'd be happy if he gets picked because he took the chance, and today he done that. So why you mad? Tua needs wide receivers. First of all, I'm happy. How many times I said during the game, I'm happy he took the chance, though. I'm happy he took the chance, though. I was saying that. But it also proved the point that I kept trying to tell y'all is the reason why they never wanted him throwing down the field is because he's not good at it. We always go, oh, that TD don't know what he talking about. This kid was one of the best throwers down the field in Alabama because the guys were wide open every play.
In Alabama. People forget he was the best thrower in Alabama. He ain't in Alabama anymore. This is Miami, bro. This is Miami where receivers ain't always open. They ain't always open, and they don't always catch the ball. That's just a fact. That's a fact. That happens always, and that's how we play. That's how we play. We need a QB that makes those plays.
Hold on, I'm telling them that I'm not mad that he threw the balls. None of it mattered to me at that point. I was mad at the fact that some of y'all still didn't see the point of why Gailey them don't let him throw the ball downfield. That's my problem. Some of y'all don't see the fact that the reason why they don't allow him to throw the ball down the field is because this is what you get. Even all those deep completions to Parker, that wasn't Tua. That's Parker going up high point and making plays. It's that simple. Man, Tannehill had way better weapons and sucked way worse than Tua. 7 years took us nowhere. LOL, you guys are wild. Tua is our future. Lieutenant Dan, stop that mess, man.
I'm not denying that Tua still has a bright future, but at the same time,
you cannot sit here and say Tannehill.
He's got stuff that he's got to work on.
So you mean to tell me he did better this year than Tannehill? Rookie year? Yeah, no, I'm talking Lieutenant Dan.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Who's saying that? Who's saying that?
I'm not getting into this, man. See them comments, man. That hip injury made Tua damaged goods. just like Isaiah Thomas in Boston. You know what, Elliot? That's an interesting take. That's an interesting take because I don't want to say that. They say he 100% healthy, which he is, but maybe he just ain't the same because of the injury. He don't look fast. He don't throw with a zip using his hips or none of that. I don't know. I mean, this is speculation. I have no clue. But maybe he just ain't the same right now because of that hip injury. Maybe
I'm a bounce TD, man.
Real
quick though, I just want to say, again, Happy New Year to you and your family. And
all right, man.
Again, when it comes to Tua, I still have faith. But now we're gonna see what we have in him. If he's who I believe he is, he'll use this as motivation to get better. Plain and simple, But
Exactly.
I'm holler,
All right, bro. Appreciate you, man. Kurt Warner said NFL Open and Alabama Open is two different things. That's a fact. Yep. That's what I've been trying to say all this time, man. There are two different things, man.
But TD.
TD.
I just think that he ain't the same. Like, I just think that we just seen him, a figure of him that was before an injury, that was before not playing for a while. Like, I think the talent that we seen from time to time from Tua is just flashes of what we see at the time in Alabama. But it's been a year, and that boy being hurt. Like, that boy ain't be throwing the ball every day just like Fitz. It's not the same. It ain't the same, and we trying to expect something from him. We trying to expect something from him, and you drafting a kid that don't have a hip. Like, you drafting a kid that don't have a hip. Come on, bro.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It just depends. If they say he's healthy, man. But I appreciate you coming through, Jesus, man.
All right, bet.
All right, bro. What's up, man? Talk to me, man. What's up, Peter?
TD, how you doing, man? First off, I gotta say, man, best stream ever. I love you. I love your family. I've been watching you guys a long time. I don't really comment all that much, but I appreciate it. I can't watch the games where I am. Your family's great. I love the way that you run your family. It's awesome. One thing I gotta say is, man, I was a huge Tua supporter up until this game, and I thought this game was his chance to prove himself. I thought he was going to come out and do a lot better, and I'm really disappointed in how the whole team played. But Tua, in fact, man, I say, for right now, I think we trade him, get the highest value we can get, go out, draft another quarterback, and let it go. The hip thing that scares me too. He's not doing his thing.
That's the scary part.
We trade him now, or we get some value.
I don't trade Tua. I don't trade Tua though. I don't like that's what's scary, man. I know people are, I don't believe in him now, and rightfully so, man. After today, I get it, but I wouldn't trade Tua. Again, no matter what y'all hear me say, he still deserves an offseason in a camp to wow us. Shock us, because it would be a shock at this point because I'm done. But he still deserves an opportunity. He deserves what they didn't give Josh Rosen. They say Josh Rosen checked all the boxes. He deserves more than what they gave Josh Rosen. So I wouldn't trade to him. But I still would go get my insurance policy just in case next year we see more of the same. That's all I'm saying.
Definitely. I love what I saw from Justin Fields. I tell you that in that game, man. I tell you what, he's got an arm, he's got the mobility.
National championship is going to be huge, man. Sith Lord said, "Thank God we did not." Sith Lord says, "Thank God we did not sit Tua this year, and we found out what we thought he was. Now we have a chance to correct that in the draft." Listen, this is why I was crying early in the season. Sith Lord, play this guy. Because I don't want to go into that. Like, imagine us had sat him all year, right? And next year we got this. Imagine sitting him the whole year and next year we got this. Imagine that. Oh my gosh. That's what I was scared of. That's why when they did start him, I was happy because it would at least give us answer. Now, is it the final answer, y'all? No. Let me be clear. I may be sitting here talking about what I saw was trash, but it's not the final answer on Tua. But he got to prove himself. I'm not giving him anything. I'm going to put a few more
people in. I got to take out. I'll see it.
All right, bro. All right, man. I'm bringing a few more people in. We got another donation first. Tua is still a college QB. He lost experience with that injury. If we're rebuilding, we should have taken someone who still needs this type of training. Facts. That's what I'm saying too, man. At number 5, at the number 5 overall, we drafted a developmental quarterback. And nobody can debate whether or not he's developmental now because you see many flaws that need to be improved. It don't mean he ain't going to improve them. He may improve them. He may be the greatest of all time. But he's developmental. He's a developmental quarterback. And we drafted it at number 5. And I'm sorry. I know we're not supposed to compare, but I can care less because I'm going to do it anyway. Imagine Justin Herbert on Miami this year. I don't care. I'm doing it. Imagine Justin Herbert on Miami this year. Imagine Herbert playing for the Dolphins this year. Come on, somebody. Oh, come on, somebody. Come on. K Flexing in the house, man. Hey, you got some time, Flex? I would love to hear what you got to say right now, man. Please tell us in the comment section if you got some time right now, Flex, man. Oh, my gosh, man. Oh, my gosh, man. I would love to hear what you got to say right now. What did he write, man? Let me read his comment. Let me read his comment real quick. He said, all options on the table or what? Man. Stefano with the donation said, TD, listen, I respect you keeping 100 all season. I agree with a lot of you say and shake my head at times. That's me being 100. What do we do with the number 3 pick? Do we draft Fields or Panay Sewell or trade? Now we're in a situation where TD's scratching his head on, dang, what do we do now? I'm going to be honest. Low key, I was hoping he came out here and solidified what we do. But now it just brought more smoke. Miami and Alabama don't mix. Nick Kenya, Minka. Maybe you're right, man. Yeah, I got a little bit of time. Bro, I just dropped the link, man. Please come embrace us with your thoughts, man. I just dropped the link, man. Please embrace us with your thoughts, man. At the Flex, come on, y'all. I'm gonna let some more in backstage because we almost got a full backstage, man. Oh my God, please embrace us with your presence, man, and talk to us, man. Maybe I just need to stop hearing myself right now. I need to stop hearing myself, man. But yes, man, listen. The number 3 overall pick now, nobody knows what we're gonna do with it. Nobody know what we're going to do with the number 3 pick now. Nobody has a clue. Arizona. Now, there's going to be a lot of people that want to be like, oh, well, we're not getting a quarterback. Chill, man. You just hating, blah, blah, blah. Well, we're going to get a lot of that. Them people steering you wrong. I promise you. I promise you, man. Tannehill had 12 touchdowns and 13 interceptions his rookie year. We need to give Tua at least another year to prove himself. We did have a offseason or preseason. Listen, it's only one stat I care about whenever it comes to a rookie. It's not the touchdowns and it's not the interceptions. It's one thing that shows if you can at least get the ball downfield. Put the yards up, man. It's funny how some of y'all conveniently only want to place the things that make Tua still look good. Throw the yards up. How many yards were thrown? I don't care about these touchdowns and interceptions. Sometimes you want to protect your quarterback and run the ball. I don't want to hear it, man. Please, please, please. Help me out, Flex, man. Talk to me, man. Or talk me off a ledge. Maybe you like TD talking crazy. I don't know, man. Oh, hey. Oh, I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Hello?
Yes, man. Talk me off a ledge, man.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Well, all right, first and foremost, I haven't really been listening. Somebody just commented and said, go to TD Live. So I was like, I know TD probably mad. So I went in there. Look, all I'm saying is this about the Tua situation. I mean, I like Tua. You still got the jersey on. Like, I like Tua, but like, it would be best practice to at least look at another quarterback at 3. It's not like, in my opinion, like
exactly.
If I hate Tua or you love Tua, it would be, when is the next time we're gonna have a top 3 pick? There's some good quarterbacks in the draft. It would be just awful if we just didn't look at one of them, because it's not like Tua didn't play so amazing this year where it's like, I don't know about him, but it would be our best practice to at least look at another quarterback. There's nothing wrong with that.
Isn't it so you're not caught with your pants down? Did Tua answer questions this year that say he's going to be our longtime franchise quarterback?
No. But here's the thing. He is a rookie, and sometimes I have to remind myself even he's a rookie, and I have to remind, because in the middle of the game I'll be like, oh my God, we gotta get another quarterback. Like I'll be like, no, I can't do this, bro. I cannot do this. I'm getting old. But then it's like I gotta remind myself sometimes, like, so he's a rookie, so I have to give him a kind of a benefit of the doubt, and I do it with everybody, Lynn Bowden and all of them, and it's just annoying to a point. But again, I think it would be malpractice. Like, it just wouldn't be a good organization if we didn't at least look at a quarterback at 3. Even if we didn't want to draft one, we at least got to see, because we got a top 3 pick. Well, maybe if the Texans obviously lose,
they're gonna lose. But man, this is what gets me, man. They make it seem like you're a hater if you want to get a quarterback at number 3. But like you're saying, like I've been saying all this time, it's about the team doing what's smart, because if you don't at least look at get a quarterback at 3, if he doesn't turn out to be the guy, we're pretty much screwed.
No, that's a fact. So is it his thing? Are you saying that we 100% need to draft a quarterback at number 3?
At this point, the way that our assets are set up, I think that, look, this is how I look at it. We can flip that. This is like an investment that's going to bring that could bring a return either way. Now, hear me out on this, right? So if you draft a quarterback at 3, say it's Fields, right?
Yeah.
Because his stock is going to be through the roof, especially if he win the Natty, right?
It's a fact.
If you draft Fields and Tua turns out to be the guy next year, right?
Yeah.
Now you got an asset on your bench that you could flip from a 3rd round pick to a potential another, like two 1st round picks. Now you don't lose. It's still an asset. If Tua doesn't end up being the guy, it was your asset.
Yeah.
And you still can try to get a return for Tua.
If Tua not the guy, though, you're not going to get nothing for him, because
you're going to get more than you got for Josh Rosen, though, because somebody will believe in Tua more than they believe in Rosen.
Okay. So I think I see where you're coming from with the quarterback situation, but there's also other talent. By us not getting a quarter, like, let's say this, if Justin Fields is there and then that lineman for Oregon's there, they call him a generational tackle.
Panay Sewell, I want him, by the way.
Yeah.
That's
so
my first pick.
You'll just, by not trusting Tua, you'll risk not getting a generational tackle, which they don't come around often. And if we don't get him, then what? So then let's say Tua is the guy, and then we trade Justin Hurt.
Go ahead.
We trade Justin Fields, but that doesn't mean there's going to be another tackle as good as him coming in.
Well, I don't believe in that generational guy stuff. You know why? Guess who they say was a generational guy? My point exactly.
Who? Tua?
My point exactly.
Tua can still be a generational talent. He's a rookie. Like, you gotta just like, he's a rookie. It's like you gotta give him like some type of. And I don't give no player no excuses. Listen, at my street, I don't give nobody no excuses. But it's like, he's a rookie. I gotta respect him a little bit. But at the same time, it'd be like, certain stuff he do is just make me mad. But I just gotta, like, I feel bad not giving him the benefit of the doubt.
What did they say he was gonna be? What did they say he was gonna be?
They did say, no, I ain't gonna lie. They say it was pro ready. They did say that.
Come on, man.
Generational talent. That's a fact.
So I don't get into the generational talent conversation even with Panay Sewell. You know, Chase Young, he's playing better, but I don't get into generational talent. That conversation, you can only prove that you're a generational talent on the next level. The next level. It has to be proven because to be honest with you, you're playing against a lot of technically generational talents, right? That's just a term thrown out by, analysts and all this and that. How many generational talents have you seen and you knew it from day one out of college?
I know, like Andrew Luck. I know they said Quentin Nelson was really good. He was actually really good.
But if you look at the statistics from him, you get 1 out of every 20 that they even call a generational talent.
Okay, so here's my question: how much of this, like, our offense is terrible, right? That's not even debatable, right? You agree with that? Our offense is absolutely terrible. I think it's terrible.
But my thing is, why is it terrible? Is what you got to dive into.
How much are you accounting to Tua versus the other?
All of it.
Okay, so that's where we're gonna disagree.
Let me explain then. Now let me back up for a second. Not all of it, okay? But I give it 70%, and here's why, okay? Now that other 30%, I put on, we could use better weapons, but I give Chan Gailey zero culpability, and let me tell you why, okay? Let me tell you why. Hear me out. I've been saying this to people all season. They need to open up the play. Everybody been telling us they need to open up the playbook for Tua, but everybody wants to ignore the one glaring thing that could be the biggest possibility, and it's starting to be proven. The reason why you don't open up a playbook is because your player shows you in practice he can't handle it. And today, in the second half, they opened up the playbook, and it got worse.
And this is what I'm not getting.
Be a beat and dunk.
Okay, so if that's the case, if it got worse, if you can't open up your playbook, why did he ever even get in the game this year? Because if he wasn't ready, and Fitz wasn't even playing bad when that's what I'm saying. But that's what I don't understand. If he wasn't ready, why did he get in the game? So you got to assume he's ready.
No. You don't have to assume, because people are acting like this ain't a possibility too. Greer said, I need you to start him because we need to know what we have. We've seen him in practice. I'm not highly impressed. Start him and let's see. Get real game time. Give him his chance this year so that I can make a decision next year. That's what I think it is. It makes sense. Because everybody's making the assumption they started him because he was ready. But Flores has been saying it since camp. We can't be a check down team. He was talking about Tua. That's why Fitz started from day one. They've been, bro, if you go back and watch the all 22 film, and I'll show you the Raiders game, by the way, I'm going to send you a link. The guy broke it down. It's a video on YouTube. He broke down the all 22 in the Raiders game. Man, you had people running all over the field wide open. And the last straw, this guy points out, the last straw was right before Tua got benched. Like, you had 2 go routes wide open. Go routes up the sideline.
This was in the all 22 with Tua?
All 22 film.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
And they benched Tua and put in Ryan Fitzpatrick. But you don't bench him if he hits the guys on that. And I'm talking about without pressure. This is what I'm saying. On film, there are moments where you see, well, there's tight coverage all across the board, but also on film, this kid is missing too much obvious things. Too many obvious things. I am telling you, my theory is straight up, and it's just a theory. Don't make it a fact. Don't make me right? Mm-hmm. My theory is he never gave us the best chance to win over Fitz. The difference is they said if Greer said start Tua. I truly do believe it. I could see it in Flores's. Now listen, Flores was done with the questions. We're starting Tua. He's our starter. Didn't even want to answer anything because Greer told him he's our starter. We need to know what we have. Houston over there losing every game. Everybody thought it was around week 10 on the bye where he might come in. And when Houston started looking like they was going to bomb it and our bye got moved up, all of a sudden insert Tua. All of it, and honestly, that was after Fitz started playing good football. If you really think about it,
I didn't understand. I always thought that Fitz should have to lose his spot necessarily. I don't feel like he ever lost his spot. It was just a thing where it was like we were trying to get ready for the future, which I respect. And I think we got stuck in a situation where we're ready. We want to win now, but we want to get ready for the future at the same time. And we're like in the middle, and it's hard to play in the middle like that. Like I think. Mm-hmm. maybe we could have won more games if we started Fitz. Possibly, you never know because Fitz is inconsistent. But when you're trying to prepare for your future, at the same time, you're playing a dangerous game. We played a dangerous game and end up costing us at the end. But I don't think if we draft another quarterback, I'm not gonna be angry. I'm not, because look, I think that this regime has done so much good stuff that I kind of like just give them the benefit of the doubt of whatever they're doing. So I don't really like question too many of their moves. I do question why we got Chan Gailey, but I don't really question a lot of the other stuff we do.
Well, they got Gailey because they needed a simple offense. A lot of people complained the year before that it was so complex and, this, that. He needed somebody who was going to have a simple, easy to execute offense. And that's what they said at the beginning of the season.
But
I
think we could have found somebody better than a 70-year-old with that hasn't really accomplished anything in the NFL in 30 years.
But again,
we could have found somebody better.
We can keep saying Chan Gailey, but at the end of the day, when you're given the play, whether it's good or not, you still got to go out there and make the most of it. You have to prove that you made the most of it. You have to throw to that wide open guy and let him drop it to say you did your job, but Tua is leaving too much on the field. That's why I say we talk about the receivers, the this and that, but forget about what you can't control as a quarterback. Forget about the receivers and stuff. What I keep trying to talk about is what Tua can control. He can't control a guy dropping the ball. Nobody's blaming him for the drop. But the things that he misses that are on him, that has to count for something too. And here's the sad part. This is what a lot of fans aren't realizing. When Tua drops back the pass and he takes a sack or he throws it to the ground, they don't count that as nothing. They just say that was another down, let's move forward. But when you go back and watch the film, gosh, you had a guy coming across the middle wide open. Why didn't you take the shot? See, they don't do check marks for Tua. But had he taken that shot and the guy dropped it, they check mark that. That's where the problem comes. We only check mark the things that ain't his fault, but we don't even take tally on the things that aren't.
Now, I do agree that there's a lot of Dolphin fans at this point that have got Tua versus the team. They got Tua but the team, basically. I ain't gonna lie. There's a lot of people like that put Tua on this pedestal. He could do nothing wrong. And I don't think that's necessary because I think that people understand that Tua makes mistakes, or they should at least understand that he's a rookie. He's going to make mistakes. And I always say that. I always say, listen, we don't have to act like Tua's team is failing him. Even though they do fail him sometimes, he fails the teams at times as well. We could just be honest and have a dialogue to say they both fail each other. However, Tua's a rookie, so he kind of gets more of a back. Like if Devontae Parker's dropping passes, he's a vet. He ain't supposed to be dropping. If Jakeem Grant dropping passes, he ain't supposed to be dropping. But Tua, he gets a break. If it was Tua's third year, I wouldn't give him no slack. If I would, you know what I'm saying? I see what you're saying, though. Tua hasn't shown you anything as far as he's the future, but has he shown you anything that says he's not in his 1 year?
No, I've never said that. So, I've never said that. I've always said that maybe he can surprise us next year, but I'm at that point, though, that it would actually be a surprise now.
Yeah.
So my thing is this. You're Chan Gailey, Flex. You are Chan Gailey. You have your offense. You have your system. I am your quarterback. TD's your quarterback. All week in practice, you dialing up any pass over 25 yards, I am complete trash. It just ain't working.
That's a fact. He's complete trash over any pass over 20.
Bro, all we have is this. All we have is what we have. Training camp. He was trash throwing the ball deep. He was trash throwing the ball intermediate. All of the beat writers reported hey, why y'all not giving us anything on Tua? When he does something to impress us, we will let you know. And then what happened? Fitz got sick, remember? Or something, no, his mom. Remember, he had death in the family, right?
Yeah.
They had their scrimmage. They were throwing picks, and they were doing all the check downs. And all the beat writers, you can tell they miss Fitz. Flores comes out and say, all of these guys have things they do well, and all of them have things they can do to improve. But the one thing we cannot do is become a check down team. But all the beat writers, you know how they get the play-by-play of camp?
Yeah.
Every play-by-play with Josh Rosen and Fitz were deep passes. Every play-by-play from Tua, 4 or 5 yard passes. So you knew who he was talking about. And they were talking about, we got to be able to take we got to take a shot at the right opportunity. He has been the guy that wouldn't take the shots in the right opportunity, because when he does, when you start getting reports in camp, Tua was picked off the left sideline by this. Tua was picked off in the middle of the field by Bobby McCain. It showed you in camp. So Fitz got the start. And they decided for some reason to go with Tua at some point, right? And I'm telling you, it has to be nothing has changed. The reason why they make it a vanilla offense is because when they ask him to throw deep, he's either inaccurate or he throws an interception or a bad pass. So I don't blame Gailey for sitting back, dink and dunking. He got to try to win the game. I'm not finna waste the whole play on something I know not going to work. At least I'm going to hope this bubble screen work. At least I hope this screen pass work. So that's what I think it is. But we wipe that out and say, no. It's just these guys dropping balls. This man got one pass over that's 35 yards with his long of the season. Maybe there's a different one today, because it was trash time where he picked up most of his yards in his touchdown. But come on, man. The writing has been on the wall.
Yeah, I think it's a situation where I think it's because I don't really watch the all 22s and stuff, so you probably you'd know more than me about that. What I see the Tua. Obviously, it's not a secret that he throws the ball shorter than Ryan Fitz. The offense looks way worse with him in the game, but I don't know if it's on account of the game plan with the RPOs and the screens being called more with Tua, or is it on Tua's arm not being able to get that? I think that's something that we really can't prove on what it is.
I think it's both though. They call the RPOs because every time they go deep, look at today, Flex. They opened it up in the second half, right?
Yeah,
you saw
they looked pretty good the first drive of the second half.
When we first opened it up with the speedy offense,
yeah, when we started going fast, he looked good.
And then Buffalo adjusted because they weren't used to seeing that, right?
I'm not gonna lie, I probably blacked out in the third. Like once they scored 50, I was just I don't know. I didn't pay attention to what Tua did after that. I didn't care.
They adjusted because that one drive he did get down the field, but remember, we still settled for a field goal because at the very end, he's the one who flaked out. All right. But he overthrew the ball, he underthrew the ball, and the only completions that we were getting was Devontae Parker on 50-50s. That's it. That's the only thing. Outside of that, he had like a 20-yard run. Gaskins had like a 30-yard screen, but again, that was still the short game. Everything in the middle of the field or deep was either overthrown, underthrown, or dropped later in the game. He did have some drops, but it was too inconsistent. Too much inconsistent play. It's dangerous doing that, man. He's going to turn the ball over if you throw it 40 times a game. 3 interceptions, bro.
It was bad. It was to a point, though, I think everybody just gave up. So at that point, I stopped paying attention. But yeah,
against the third unit, by the way.
We was looking bad. Nah, it was terrible.
Against the third unit.
I stopped paying attention. I gave up. He was looking all right, though, in the first drive. But then once we got that pick six, and then after that, there was just too much going on. I'm sorry. I don't think, man. I think, though, I mean, nobody can really say you're wrong in your assessment. I don't think you can say that somebody's wrong if they blame Gailey. I think it's because I think it's opinion. I think both of those things are opinion. Like, because we don't really know. Wait, are we sure that Gailey's calling the same game for Fitz and Tua? Is he calling the same game?
Only they know.
So it's like kind of like I don't.
But all I'm saying to people is, if you were paint on a wall in the facilities, and you literally hear Gailey and Flores, man, give them the simple stuff. Let's not try to push it because we know what he does. If they've truly, like, if I am right, that's all I'm saying. Because I've constantly told people, Flex, it doesn't make me right. This is the theory that I'm coming up with. Theory, keyword, right?
Yeah.
But if I am right, does Gailey deserve the blame?
No, if it's Tua's fault, if he can't throw deep, it's not Gailey's fault. If Tua can't throw deep, he should have never got in the game.
Started. But again,
yeah.
I don't even think that was their decision, man. The way it happened was the weirdest thing ever, how Fitz got benched.
You think it's from the GM?
I think it had to be, man, because
just see what he has.
Think about this too. What if we waited to next year, Flex? What if we sat to the whole year next year to see this, then what?
Then we wouldn't know what we had, but the coaches wouldn't know what we had, but we as fans probably wouldn't know what we had if we would have sat him.
But as a fan, if we sat to it a whole first year and next year this is what he gave us, then what?
Oh, if he does this next year, like
no, not if he does it next year. I said, what if we had sat him this year, right? He never played.
Yeah.
But next year he gave us this.
If he gave us this next year, what he did this year, then we probably would be talking about him not being that great. But he came in as a rookie with no training. Like, you don't give him any type of benefit of the doubt as far as how he came in. I would say I wouldn't say you're wrong.
Give him a benefit. I'm gonna give him a benefit of. I give him the benefit of the doubt about reading defense. I've never complained about interceptions, bro. I don't care if he throws picks. But at the same token, when guys are running wide open out there at times and you're just holding on to the ball and not taking the right opportunities, at the end of the day, you're a quarterback. You're a quarterback. Like we talk about Justin Herbert having weapons, right?
Yeah.
So how would we feel if Tua had Justin Herbert's weapons, but he still neglected to throw the ball? Because regardless of the weapon, if the guy is open and you're not throwing the ball, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether or not you're a rookie. Because if you have open guys running all over the field, again, that's the reason they benched them. Because when they're watching the tablets during the game, he's missing opportunities that Fitz ain't gonna miss. And that's why he gets benched. People think, oh, well, he's just struggling, so they're benching him. No, they're looking at the tablet and saying, God, dog, we could see if it was the receivers that weren't getting it done, but you're also not getting it done.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying.
So you think with the third pick, if let's say if the Texans had a decent season, they were like this 15th pick, would you be saying we need to look at quarterback? Or is this something that you've been saying?
I would still be saying we need to look at it again. I'm not passing on Penei Sewell. Let's get that straight now. Penei Sewell there at number 3. I want Penei Sewell. I'll deal with Tua another year. Hopefully it's better, right? Because that's all we can do is hope, right? But that's not going to stop me from looking. That's not going to stop me.
100%. I agree. We at least got to look. And I think even if – I don't care how good of a season Tua had. If you get a top 3 pick, you got to look at the top 3 players. And if one of them is a quarterback – then you got to look at them.
No, you look at where you got questions. And if anybody feels like we don't have a question at quarterback, then they're being delusional. So you still got a question. You don't know if he's the future. He can be, but we don't know yet.
Did you wear that Tannehill jersey during the game?
No, I just put it on for the
I was about to say that was bad luck. You shouldn't have did that. That's probably why we got beat.
No, I had to wear a Buffalo Bills shirt during the game because I lost a bet to Dan Mitchell.
That was bad luck too.
The first game. Yeah. That was even worse. That was even worse, man. And what makes me mad, man, this is what makes me mad, man. You know, I don't buy jerseys, bro. I don't get jerseys, man, until I know the guy is the guy. I was ready after this game, Flex. I was ready to flex. bro.
Oh, that's tough.
I was ready to flex. Me. Number 1 jersey. I was ready to flex after this game. Disappointed me, man.
Nah, it's definitely disappointing. But I mean, what can you do? I mean, with offenses, it got a lot more problems. I don't think it's one iron. Like, I don't think you can look at 2. I don't think you can look at you gotta look at everything. Our running back. I mean, our offense is just terrible at the end of the day.
Yeah, true. But it's just interesting to me that we put up 300-400 yards any given Sunday with Fitz, though, with the terrible offense.
But do you trust Fitz? Like, if they would have said Fitz was starting this game, how confident would you have been?
Oh, I would have been confident out this world, bro.
You would have been more confident than you are with Tua?
Way more.
I know Tua
coming off of a Raiders benching and what we see. Let's not forget what we saw in the Raiders game too. Let's not forget what we saw in the Raiders game. It wasn't disastrous play, but it just wasn't good enough to get the job done. What people have to realize is Tua, even in the games we won, he hasn't been a disaster, but he wasn't a primary reason that we won.
Now, we have a sample size of Tua. of this year, right? Of maybe you want to have confidence. We
Yes,
got
we do.
16. How many years we got? I mean, damn near long as I've been alive, we got a sample size of Ryan Fitzpatrick. I don't know how you can be confident with Ryan. He's
Here's why.
magic.
Here's why.
He's tragic as well. Let's not act like, oh, he was definitely going, like he really throws 300, 400 yards. Like this guy.
Here's why, Flex. Here's why. Fitz would have gave us the same 3 picks, but in a game like this, he might have had 600 yards and 4 touchdowns. A game like this, early in the first half, you think that Fitz would have had 3 points or 6, whatever we had? That's the difference. We threw the picks anyway. But my point is, if you're going, I said this before the game, Flex. If we were playing the Raiders, if we were playing, Joe Schmo, we could play any team and I would have been comfortable with Tua. But against a team that know how to put up points, I said it before the game, we can't game manage it to win this game. You can't, 0 interceptions, Tua. And think about it, we would have still got blown out had he threw 0 interceptions. It would have still been 30-something or whatever. So against a high-powered offense that can score the ball, I'm with Fitz all day. Because at least I know we got a gunslinging chance. But playing the way we played against the Raiders, the way we played against the team before that, or whatever it may be, we had no shot at winning this game with Tua. We had no shot. I knew it. I told my wife that last night. We're going to struggle. He's going to struggle. Our offense is not going to be easy.
But I don't think I would have gave us a better chance with Fitz. I think it's any given Sunday with Fitz. Here's the thing. People in the let me just say something. People in the comments think I'm like a Tua lover. I don't know why. Look,
we know you.
I'm the opposite of a Tua. Look, I'm just a Dolphins lover. I just wanted the Dolphins to win no matter who's the quarterback, right? I like Tua because he's the quarterback of the future, right? So I kind of gotta like him. But here's the thing. I just don't. I've seen Fitz play for 16 years. I know Fitz is not that he's not that good. He's good certain games. Yeah, he could have came out and won us this game. But am I confident every time Fitz throw the ball? It's like my heart drop. Is it about to be an interception? Like he's not that good. I know he looked good this season, but let's be realistic here. Fitz is not a good quarterback. He's been on 75 teams in 15 years. He can't get a starter. He can't start. He's a backup for a reason. He's not that good.
But you're also looking at somebody who was having the best statistical season of his career, number one. Number two, whole different coaching staff. That's like taking Tannehill's sample size, 7 years, right? If you took that sample size, what would the conclusion have been?
There's a difference between 7 years, though, and like 16. And then he was on a whole bunch of different teams, a whole slew of different teams. And he got contracts.
But a lot of that also had to do with him having to learn multiple. Like, this is the thing. This is where I give Fitz more credit. It's unfair to Fitz because he's 3 years here, then he got to go learn a whole new offense, 3 years there, and then he got to go learn a whole new offense, 2 years there. And then most of those years, he was a certified backup. Like we got to think about that too. He was actually a backup in many of those seasons, especially Tampa Bay and all of that. So
why was he a backup?
Because he was always a battling backup who they went to over the starting quarterback. And don't get me wrong, you're 100 on that. You're right. But at the same token, coaching does matter, bro. Sometimes you just have a bad luck of the draw in a bad situation. I could tell you now, had we had a Brian Flores in this team from a year one of Ryan Fitzpatrick, it might be a whole different story for his career. You never know. It might be a whole different story, but he's stuck with the past of coming in trying to make things happen for teams. And another thing, a lot of the times he was asked to do what he does. He was asked to be super risky. They were always down, and he was asked to risk throwing picks and not care. When we put Fitz in the game, we don't care if he throws the picks, but at least we know he give us a shot. So I give him a lot more credit lately than a lot of people. But Fitz would have totally, in my opinion, given us a better chance to win the game, because when has Tua proven outside of the Cardinals game that he could literally take you down the field at will in a clutch moment and get it done?
No, I agree with that. I think this whole season, truthfully, and I've said this, and you get hate for this. I know you get hate for this because I get hate for it, and I don't go nearly as far as you do. But I've said Fitz probably he gives us a better chance to win this year. He the whole year he's given us. If the idea was to win now and not develop the future, he gave us the best chance. If starting him all the whole year, we would have had a better chance of winning games. That's just a fact.
And I'll give you one better. This is a good donation right here. He never had this type of all-around team either. He especially ain't never had this defense that's giving him more opportunities in great territory and stuff. He's never had that in his career. And that's why I think, man, like I say, I think we can all agree, though, when they bench Fitz, something was wrong. It did not make sense for a lot of people.
No, he should have had to lose his spot. He didn't really lose it. We won the game.
What's crazy is not only did they bench him and go with Tua going forward, but they didn't do it. They didn't do it after the game. They did it at the end of the game. They did it in a Jets game that we had already won. It was like 20-3. Fitz just threw 2 picks back to back, but we had already done our due with that game. Tua came and only did 2 drives, threw the ball like 3 times. That game was over. But that was the official benching after beating up on the Jets?
I always had questions about that bench. I didn't agree with it. But
that tells you it was already going to happen the next week anyway.
Yeah.
It was already going to happen.
It was a move for the future more so, though, I think. Not just for the win this year, it was for the future. Obviously, Fitz, no matter what he did this year, he wasn't the future. So, I mean, this was kind of a move for the future, I think. And I think Tua got better because of this playing. Even if he struggled at times, he got better. There's no doubt about that, right? He definitely got better. So next year, we get all our weapons and stuff. We're in a lot better position than if Tua never got any NFL action because we're sitting here with Fitz. My thing is, we were acting like we're going all in to win, and we kind of weren't, because if we were, we kind of would have probably stayed with Fitz because he probably gave us the best chance to win. I think we were stuck in the middle, like I said, of developing our future and trying to win at the same time, and then it catches up with you. And Tua was never so bad to the point where he was holding the team back. I never felt like Tua held the team back. No. I felt like he just didn't elevate them, but he never held them back.
Thank you. That's all I be saying. He didn't hurt the team, but he certainly didn't go get it either. He didn't go take anything. Now, let me ask you this. Did Tua get better as the season went?
I'll say he peaked in the Arizona game.
But that was early. That was like his first or second start, wasn't it?
Yeah. So
did he actually progressively get better?
I don't know. I don't know. Because I don't watch the all 22s and stuff. Like, you're in tune like that. I think he did get better. I mean, he looked comfortable. But I don't know. You'll know more about that than me.
I haven't sat back really mentally and thought about it. I just heard when you said, it made him better starting. Of course, the experience will always make you better. But then I started to wonder, did he actually get better week by week? And it's like, that's actually a good question. I just think that it was the same him all season, the same Tua, trying not to make a mistake and trying not to lose the game for the team. Outside of this week, it was just horrendous to me. But what do you think his ceiling is now?
Oh, his ceiling?
Yeah.
I don't put limitations. I think he'll be the best quarterback all time. Not playing. All right. That's just me, though. I don't put limitations. As long as he's my quarterback, it's over when it's over with for me. And it ain't over with. I think he'll be the best ever. Like, I don't put ceilings on him. This is his rookie year. What do you think his ceiling is? You think he's just a game manager? You think he's just like, do you have any kind of comparison that you see as far as what his ceiling could be, as far as a quarterback that's played?
Right now, I'm feeling I'm feeling like Tim Tebow.
Nah, you're not. You're trolling.
No, it's not that. It's like the reverse. Like, Tim Tebow didn't do anything for 3 quarters, but balled out in the 4th. Tua doesn't do anything in the first 3, but he also doesn't hurt you. And, maybe on occasions, 1 every 4 games, you'll get a little sprinkle in the 4th. But, like, I really do. If you want to talk about comparison, who can you compare it with? That's the only guy I can compare it with, because it was the same 4 quarters, and Tua has never put 4 quarters together outside of 1 game versus Arizona. He has never done 4 quarters for us other than the Arizona game. And some would argue the 3rd quarter wasn't good either. But
so you was trolling with
Tebow
you wasn't trolling with the Tebow. You wasn't trolling with the Tebow?
Huh?
You wasn't trolling? You really think you compare him to Tebow?
Yeah, because Tebow was always out there on the literally. I always
ball, man.
Listen, Flex. I always felt like Tebow was trash, but you get him in the fourth quarter, he gonna work miracles. Tua, he's different than Tebow. It just comes in a different way. He ain't turning the ball over or hurting you, but he also ain't helping you. It's just like Tebow. They had a great defense in Denver that kept him in the whole game, and you're just asking them to make the big play once or twice. It's the same thing.
You're saying his ceiling. I'm not saying you're talking about his ceiling.
Oh, his ceiling?
Yeah.
That's gonna depend on what we get around him. So Tua is officially for me a guy who needs a lot of help around him.
Okay, yeah.
There's guys that can take this team right now and be a contender. Like you tell me if I'm wrong. Putting Pat Mahomes on this team. What do you think?
Oh, you're talking about Pat Mahomes. Now you're talking about the GOAT now. You're talking about what
I'm still. I want you to rock with me on this comparison.
Put Pat Mahomes on this team. Yeah. We're amazing. We're way better.
Are we Super Bowl contenders? At least contenders?
That's Pat Mahomes, yeah.
Okay, I want you to go down the line real quick.
Now
maybe even put Josh Allen on this team. What are we?
Yeah, now you lost me. I don't know if we contenders with Josh Allen is different though. I ain't gonna lie, he's a beast, but we might be contenders. I mean, I don't think we're Super Bowl contenders with him, with Josh Allen. You think so?
Think about it, bro.
We don't got no receiver good at Stephon Diggs. We don't have one receiver good at Stephon Diggs. We don't got. Well, he don't really got a running game either. Like no all-star running backs. I mean, really, yeah, Stephon Diggs.
So Russell Wilson with this team.
Russell Wilson will be better. Yeah, I think that's damn near. I think that's Tua's ceiling almost is Russell Wilson, which I hate to put limitations on him, but Russell Wilson's a good ceiling. You don't see Tua. You don't think he could ever touch Russell Wilson in the future?
Yeah, I think he can. Here's the deal with Tua, and I'm gonna keep on saying this. He's officially for me a guy who's gonna need everything around him.
But Russ don't need no help. Don't need a lot of help.
Exactly. That's why I don't compare him like that. He's gonna need a good O-line, Tua. He's gonna need a top 10 O-line. Okay. He's going to need at least two really good weapons, top weapons in the league. He's gonna need at least two.
If he need all that, he don't need.
And he's gonna need a above average running game. I don't even have to give him decent. I mean, I don't even have to give him great. He's gonna need. So that's what I think Tua's gonna need to actually for everybody to be like, yeah, he's really great. It's going to mask it. It's gonna make him look really great. He needs a top 10 O-line, two legitimate receiver threats that are top in the league, and a above average run game. He gets that, he's going to look good. Why? Because he has time to process. Two, he has guys who are running great routes, so he's going to start looking at wide open receivers. And number three, the running game to take the edge off to make sure he looks at wide open receivers because they got to respect it.
All right.
But for me,
I see you saying you're saying he needs a lot of help, basically. I got two questions, and then
to be great.
Yeah. I got two questions. Who you think needs more help? Who's going to ultimately have needed more help, Tannehill or Tua?
Tua.
You think Tannehill could work with less than Tua?
Absolutely, he has.
He
has. He has. Even in Miami, Flex. I'm not looking at touchdowns or interceptions for this rookie Tua, right? But you know when a guy got an arm and he can sling the ball. Tannehill has always sling the ball. He was the guy that made you not cringe anymore for interceptions on every play. Literally, he at least had the arm that showed you he can be a guy. There is no denying that Tannehill can deliver the football.
Yeah, I can't deny that no more.
There's flaws in his game. He needs an O-line. He needs time to throw.
He has a lot of help.
And he needs a running game. And he has some really good receivers. They're not the top in the league, but he got good weapons. But at the same token, Tua's going to need more, bro. Tua is going to need more.
Okay. And then I just have one more question, and I'll let you go because I know other people want to get on. I know you want to get some more people. But I just have one more question. What do you think about drafting a receiver at 3?
No, that would be the last thing I would do.
Okay, yeah, because I see a lot of people doing
Again,
that's like the popular.
Again, my mind. This is where my mind is, Flex. The simple fact of we can continue to talk about we need better receivers all we want, right?
Yeah.
But what does that happen to do with the fact that when you watch film, there are guys wide open?
You can't really attribute it to him being a rookie. That's the only thing I can really.
Okay, maybe
making this useful. You can make it that.
But then that's unfair for the receivers, though.
Again, yeah, that's why I hate when people bash everybody on the team to uplift Tua. I hate that.
Bro, do you know the game where Tua went 20 of 26? Yeah. He went 20 of 26, and there were 3 drop passes, and they blamed everything on the drop passes.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
You see what I'm saying? And that's not good for the team. Nah. I really think that this locker room is starting to do you not think that this locker room might be starting to feel a certain type of way?
If they're seeing social media, I don't know how in tune they're in with it, but I like on my social media, I see I think people feel as though they have to diminish the rest of the team to uplift Tua in a way, which you don't have to do. You can say Tua's good, and you can do it without then ridiculing the rest of the team and saying Jakeem Grant's terrible, Devontae Parker, we need. Because I think that would, you know what I'm saying, that does make
Grant, this man threw 4 go routes to Grant. 2 of them were overthrown, 1 of them was underthrown, and the one that touches fingertips he dropped, and it's all Grant. But what about the other 3 that were just badly placed?
We 100% on this one because I hate that. Like I remember he threw a jump ball to Grant. Grant didn't come down with it. Grant's 5'9" or something.
Jump ball
it's like, and I remember seeing Twitter and everybody's like, "Come on, his receivers are failing him," and I'm like, "He's 5'9" or something. Like, come on, like obviously you want him to pull it in, he can do it, but you can't really get that mad. It was a good play by the defender. You gotta give him the credit and move on.
It kills me, man. But now I know you say you got to go, man. I appreciate you coming through, rocking with us.
I appreciate you having me. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to TD. Shout out to everybody in our season. Let me see.
You have lost your mind if you ain't subscribed to K-Flex channel, Dolphins commentary. He's more balanced in his mind than I am, man. I just go all in on every tape.
One thing about TD, he just don't care. You know what I'm saying? I be trying not to get cussed out in the comments sometimes.
I actually welcome it. I welcome it, man.
Yeah, I be trying not to get cussed out. Are the Jacks losing?
Yeah, they losing, man. They down like 20-something to 20-7. 20-7, man. It is what it is. We're missing. We're about to miss the playoffs, Flex.
I know it's very difficult. I ain't gonna lie. I'm about to drink. All right, I'm out of here. I love you guys. Appreciate you.
It was the Denver game that did it, man.
It was a Denver game. I know, and I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
All right, man. I'll catch you on the other end, man. Gosh, man. Shout out to the homie Action Jackson, man. Thanks for being patient. What's up, man?
Oh, hey, TD. Let me just get my phone light on because I realized my lighting has disappeared with the sun.
Nah, you're good, man.
I just been waiting here, thinking about what to say. And I like Tua. You know, man, I'm not going to this light. I like Tua a lot. I know this was probably one of his worst game, unless you want to say the Denver game was. But I mean, I disagree that he's trash. I think that he still has a future with the Dolphins.
Yeah, I was trolling in the title. I was just trying to get people mad. That's all.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm just saying, I think this game it hindered him a lot to not have Fitz on the sidelines because Fitz does a lot, like, you know, between drives and stuff, always helping him. I don't know what's going on here with this. There we go. All right. But between drives and stuff, they're always talking about every play. And I understand what you're saying about open receivers, right? But I think what Tua does a lot of plays, he releases the ball super quick because he looks, and if he sees pressure coming, he just throws to the check down. And sometimes when he does that, he misses an open route, which is unfortunate, but it happens. And I think the comparison that you made when Fitz comes in versus when Tua's in is just, it's a little bit different because Fitz, being a veteran, you know, and he's a cool-headed dude, it's hard to, you know, when you rush Tua, you can get him scrambled in his brain because he's a rookie. He's always trying to, you know, he's inexperienced. But with Fitz, they don't send as many guys normally. They don't pressure him as much because they're not trying to get inside of his head. and that's why you see him have more time to throw downfield than Tua does. And I don't like blaming everything on the drop passes, but it's something to consider, you know.
Of course.
Like and some of his downfield passes today, I thought were good balls that just were unfortunate. They could have been a little closer to the receiver, or the receiver could have made a better play on the ball. And those passes to Parker, they were good passes. I mean, Devontae made the play, but Tua put it there for him. And I think another big thing to look at this game was, like against the Bills in particular, was the limited run game, because we didn't really get anything going. And I guess that's because I think
we got down quick. I think we got down quick, and they needed to move the ball.
Yeah, I think if Tua were to be able to air it out more, then the run game would open up better. Because when he throws everything, check downs, they don't got much to cover.
True.
And I'm looking over my things that I wrote down during the game here. And
nice.
I didn't write much about Tua because there wasn't much to say. It wasn't a very impressive day for Tua. But I've seen Tua have bright spots, so I'm not giving up on him or anything. And what you're saying about drafting a QB at 3, I don't think we should, because there's a lot of talent that you can get with the 3rd overall pick and a safety pick. If we're doing that, we might as well just trade Tua away.
Now, what if he's not the answer though long term? Would you regret not getting a quarterback at 3 if that's the last time you're gonna have a good draft pick to get one?
That's true. I understand what you're saying there, and that's why I hope they consider it. And if there's a QB there that they really want, that they think will fit into Brian Flores' system, then go get it. That's what you got to do.
At the end of the day, they know more than I do. They know more than everybody do, right?
Yeah.
And if they know they need to go get another guy, then they'll go get him at 3.
Yeah, exactly.
If they feel like Tua is just fine and he's going to be the guy, then, that's what we'll go with. And I trust that from them. I just, I explore the option of us possibly getting another guy for the simple fact that they may not be sold. They may feel like, they've seen enough and now they know, so who knows? At the end of the day, we'll all find out together, but I'm glad that you took notes, man, because everything you said, I can't debate with other than one thing. The quick release, it's not that his release isn't quick. It's that he determines where he wants to go too slow before he can release it quick. So that's a part of the issue. Like, he'll have a wide open guy here, but he's just constantly looking, and it's like, oh, there goes one, like quick. But at the same token, that guy was super wide open until 2 seconds later you saw him. Now you're hitting him. So and then he gets tackled right away. So it's a lot. I'm starting to be a little skeptical about the left hand too, because he favors looking whatever way he wants the most, instead of looking down the middle of the field and surveying the defense. Like, I saw plays today where he hiked the ball and he committed to one side or the other. He committed, like, hike, looking strong left, like half of his field is cut off, versus using peripheral and things of that nature. And that kind of like had me like, that like he's cutting off half of his field, and then he ends up coming back that way, but the guy gets tackled right away, or it's an incompletion. So it's man, it's tough, man. But yeah, Action, you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I post some Dolphin videos sometimes. I'm probably gonna make a post game video today.
That's what's up, man. Let everybody know, man, because I loved hearing from you, bro. You have this calmness about yourself, speaking facts, and I like it, man. Let everybody know where they can find you.
Yeah, it's just Action Jackson. The profile picture is just a picture like me a few years ago with my dog, and I'll post some previews and some post game videos. I want to post more, but sometimes with school I get caught up and I won't post a couple weeks. But recently I've been trying to.
But no, man, just hit me up, man. Maybe we can collab at some point. All right.
Yes, sir.
Let's get it done. But thank you so much, man. I appreciate you coming through. You can stick around. What was that?
I said thank you for having me on.
No problem, man. It was definitely worth it, man. What's up, Jahangir Lasconis? Hopefully I said it right. If I didn't, please forgive me. You're muted, though,
one
bro.
more thing before I go. Is it okay if I put this clip in my YouTube video later today?
By all means. I mean, by all means necessary.
All right. Thank you for having me on, man. Good to talk to you.
No problem, bro. Let me see here. Let me put this back in the chat. Give me a second. I need to move something real fast.
You're all good, TD. Can you hear me, by the way?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine, bro. All right. So talk to me, man. I have somebody waiting. So give me your take real quick, bro.
You can just call me John, by the way.
All right, John. I got you, man.
Oh, ball game. He's awesome. Tua's game was decent today. Like, I still have faith in the guy. You look at Josh Allen's first year, and he didn't have a great first year at all. Like, he put up high yards, but and then he got a receiver and Stephon Diggs and Cole Beasley. So I expect them to do that with Tua. Just give him receivers, and then should be fine. But I get what you're saying with the wide open stuff. Like, I don't watch the all-22 film because I don't have that money to buy the subscription or whatever to get it. But you know more than me, so if you're saying they're wide open, then I can't argue against that.
Not all the time, but there are opportunities that are being missed. You know,
Yeah,
so you know, it is what it is, man. I still, like I said, I'm still gonna be hopeful. You know, at the end of the day, I think everybody, even in the comment section, they know my feelings are just hurt right now. That's just the reality of the matter.
I have a question for you.
What's up?
So if Swell's gone, and let's just say that Greer doesn't like any QB that's there, do you want them to trade back or still take a chance on a QB?
Only they know. Only they know.
Yeah,
see the practice. They see Tua's practices. They see all of that. If they feel like they need a new QB, I say go ahead and get him at 3. If they feel like they have all the confidence and faith in the world at Tua, trade that pick and get some more assets. Go down to 7 or 8 because there's some guys that I would love to have at that point. So that's where my truthful feelings about it is, you know?
Thank you for having me on, TD.
No problem. Appreciate you coming through, homie. Ball game, man.
My brother.
Hey, nope. Before you say a word, I will be honest with you, okay? Listen, I have hurt feelings right now.
Okay.
I do realize that I'm lashing out.
Okay.
All right. I am lashing out. All right. Because it's making me feel better. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So with that being said,
I'll take it easy on you then. Okay.
Yeah, I don't care nothing about no being taken easy on. You done made me mad today, man. Talk to us, man. Talk to us.
Listen, bro. I completely, trust me, I completely understand where you are in terms of your feelings and how you're feeling. I do. But I always look at the positives associated with anything that this team is going to do, right? And for me, right, before I even get down into the nitty-gritty of it, 5 wins to 10 wins, I'm applauding that all day, right? And I'm taking into consideration that the vast majority of the assets that we brought in the offseason last year were for this defense, right? They didn't show up today. It didn't seem like anybody really got off the plane and got in Buffalo, to be truthful with you. I've never seen them play as bad as they played all season like they did today, which is a bit surprising to me. But at the very least, to be where we are as opposed to where we were this time last year, I think is a step in the right direction. Those are the positives for me. Now, the negatives have to be, for me, and he's a kid, man.
Grown man. He's a grown man.
Hold on. We can say that, right? But if you statistically look at what Josh Allen did in his first season, in his 12 games, he went 5-7 versus what Tua has done The yardage is just him showing, you know what I'm saying, showing his arm strength. Yeah. But it's 5 and 7, 10 touchdowns to 12 picks is what he had. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I would argue that because of where Josh is in his, we can't label him a bust, bro. Listen, this is the thing that I've always said.
No, we're not doing that.
No. There's plenty of people that are though. There's plenty of people that are, right? Because when they click and they look at their title that says "Tua is trash."
For the moment.
Okay. See, so then I gotta get into that to get to the next piece of it, right?
Okay.
Which is first year with this offense and only one legitimate wide receiver, and he was hurt for 3 games out of the season. What is a kid supposed to do? Quarterback position.
Wide open people.
Okay, and then he hit Isaiah Ford today twice, dropped 2 balls. Mm-hmm. Matt Hollins caught one, turned around, fumbled it. Right? Mm-hmm. Who else? Gesicki.
You got but you got to keep delivering them.
Yeah, bro. He threw the ball 56 times. TD, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, 56 times too short. Listen, my thing is he completed a whole bunch of. See, first of all, he started the game with the dink and dunks. He was completing all the dink and dunks. Yeah. Now, I've never debated the ones that he threw that were dropped. Okay. But are we not going to ever even mention, like since there were some drop balls, we don't have to talk about the fact that he overthrew, underthrew, threw it to the dirt. Why? I don't know why. Threw that pick that nobody was even over there. Like we just don't even mention.
Are we talking about the one to Josh Norman for the pick 6?
No. The sail over the top.
Oh, that ball was just thrown high. Okay, I give him that one.
I'm just saying, my thing is, we don't even talk about him.
No. You have to address it. And I look at all of that as a part of truly where he is, though. Like, and I don't care if listen. Anybody that know me and anybody that has known anything that I had to say in the last year and a half about Tua have known that I had to go back and I went into archives and looked at everything he did at Alabama that brought me on to feeling comfortable enough to say, okay, I'm good with him being our quarterback. But I also know that transition from college to the pros is a mug. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's a bit. And even some of the other quarterbacks that have shown some success late or early on, they had pieces. If you look at it, like statistically, like Aaron Rodgers, when his first 3 starts, and Mitchell Trubisky in his first couple of years, they had the same stat line, right? But Aaron Rodgers was great, minus the yardage, yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like, we just gotta give him time, man. Can you honestly, right now, today, feel like some other quarterback can step in and produce with this group that we got on the offensive side of the ball?
Yes.
Who?
Herbert would have produced with this group.
Oh Lord, TD, come on, bro. Come on.
Herbert gonna look at the open.
Run it down. Run it down. Come on now. Let's run it down. Okay. We can do it.
Okay. Let's do it.
Hunter Henry to Mike Gesicki. Who you taking?
Okay.
Who you taking?
Okay. I get it. Hunter Henry.
Devontae Parker to Keenan Allen. Who you taking?
Parker.
Okay. Mike Williams to whoever else is the dude that they put in there for that day. Let's go. Right?
Ball game. That's not what I'm talking about, though.
Well, I'm talking about the fact that we're so.
I'm talking about the fact that there are guys that are open, though, that he is just not throwing the ball to.
Okay.
I get the weapons. I get all of that. No doubt. Every team you can name that you can have better in some case or another, except with the exception of 2 or 3 teams.
So what are we attributing? So what are we attributing? Because I'm attributing his slow processing that I didn't see in Alabama to a lack of trust. To a lack of trust in the front 5 that are protecting him.
See, and that's my issue. At the worst, at the bare minimum,
Eric Flowers stealing money.
Still do your job, though. Still do your job.
How? TD, the quarterback position is dependent on the O-line, bro.
And everybody else is dependent on the quarterback.
Exactly my point. So how
is sitting there with the ball in his hand and got a clean pocket, which the film shows you that happens a lot. And now we can talk about the breakdowns here and there. That's anything.
don't have separation at the wide receiver position.
Thank you. Well, this is my point. There ain't no separation, no mean, and ain't no play that could be made. That's all I'm saying.
No. Go ahead.
His inability to take the opportunity. This is the NFL, like you said. That transition is a bug.
But it's a rookie.
You're not gonna always have that kind of separation.
You're right. But in this portion of what he's dealing with right now, I'm okay with this kid not taking those extra veteran processing steps and taking that shot because that's just not him yet. He's a rookie. You know what I mean? They put the game in his hands. They put him in the offensive position, probably the most important one, to not lose the game. So I can see, based on what I'm watching him doing, that's him not wanting to lose the game, him not wanting to be the reason that we lose. Mm-hmm. So we have to process through that. So I'm 100% certain, to a large degree, that if we can put some separators on this defense, on this offense, things will be a lot better, bro. But our dudes literally out there look like they're getting mugged. You know what I mean?
I agree.
So
see, my thing is ball game. I'm not debating what you're saying. You're 1,000% correct. Better receivers, better success.
Okay,
we all know that.
Yes.
Only thing I'm talking about is this is what you have right now. This is what you have. So we could we could talk a better. So hopefully we can get past that point. Better receivers, Tua is going to look better. He's going to have separation. He's going to see guys that he could throw to. He's going to have better trust.
Right.
But in the NFL, you don't always have that. What happens if Diggs goes down right now?
Then Josh Allen is relegated to trying to get the next guy up.
But you still need him to perform.
But he's going to struggle.
I don't care if Joe Schmo is out there and you don't trust him. If he open, you still got to throw the ball. If it's 1 foot separation, you still got to make that throw. This is the NFL.
There were 11 drop passes today.
11 drop passes. That's all good. Now remember, when you say 11, let's be clear on drop passes.
There were balls hold up. They were all
11 ball game. Not all 11.
No. I'm calling the ones that specifically could have been caught. Catchable balls. Catchable balls.
This. You can't tell me 7 of them went in trash time. Didn't even matter.
But that's not the point. The point of the matter is they dropping them, TD.
No. Ball game. Had they not dropped those passes in trash time, we'd still be talking about how Tua looked. Because I didn't care about none of the yards and the touchdown he did in the fourth quarter. None of that mattered at that point.
Nothing past the third quarter.
I saw more drops in the fourth quarter than any quarter. It had to be about 5, 6 of them in the fourth alone.
There were 6.
In the fourth quarter alone.
6 in the fourth. 6 in the fourth, yes.
And he went into the fourth quarter having thrown the ball about 38 times at that point.
Check.
So if you take the other 5, 38 passes and 5 of them were dropped. Okay, but that ain't terrible. If you want to be 100, that's probably pretty much on par with the league. So my thing is, there were drop balls. I didn't see, he took shots today later in the game, but at the same token, he still was throwing the ball ugly. He still was making bad throws sometimes. There were times that they didn't help him, and there were times he didn't help them.
Right. I think it was a collective effort on everybody that just played bad because we saw Nick Needham give up 3 touchdowns today, and he hadn't given up one all season. So that's 21 points right there.
See, and I have a little, and you're right. Defense gave up a lot today, but a lot of that, bruh, look how we started the game the first 3 drives, literally shutting this man down, right?
Yeah.
But what do you want the defense to do after 3?
I'm 100% all about defense. I'm 100%.
I get it.
I'm just pointing out.
But let me finish the point though. I also didn't like the defensive play calling after them 3 drives.
Thank you.
That was terrible. We put ourselves in bad positions.
Yes, we did.
As a defensive coordinator. But come on, ball game. How do you feel as a defensive coordinator when you got to be on the the game looked like they were gonna have 90% possession to 10%. How do you feel as a defensive coordinator when your defense start getting shredded because they out there holding their hips and stuff?
It's frustrating. I've been there.
It's frustrating. I said it on the live stream ball game. I said, look at what this defense is doing. This is elite. But I said, you know what the problem is we got now? As soon as we punted that ball, I said, you know what the problem is now? You can't ask your defense to do this for the whole game. Things are about to change eventually. And sure enough, Josh Allen started marching down the field easily. But a lot of it did have to do with defensive play calling because we also got them off the field right away in those drives as well. Right. So I get that. But my thing is the offense has to meet the defense halfway.
I agree, TD. Me and you agree. We can cancel out together on that one. I've been saying that all year. But my thing also is that we spent our money on one side and not the other. So we got to be patient, bro. I am. I'm happy. I'm happy.
This conversation, you're in, and you know what? You're right, ball game. If we were having a Dolphins conversation right now, we're on the same page.
Right.
But what does the title say?
The title said Tua is trash. Bring your excuses so I can destroy them.
We ain't talking about the Dolphins as a team and where they are. But this conversation is solely evaluating Tua Tagovailoa.
Okay.
That is all. Okay. I am talking about, if we were having a Dolphins conversation, I would bring things down to earth and talk about, we definitely need some better weapons.
Let's talk Tua then. Let's go. I'm ready. Go. All right, what you got?
Tua play like trash today. Yeah, that's what I have.
I wouldn't say trash. I said Tua looked like a
trash.
He looked like a real rookie. He looked a rookie quarterback out there today.
He look like no rookie. I can give you 10 rookies that look better this year. Even in one game.
Not collectively, not as a whole. Because all of his starts together, he's looked pretty good. All things considered.
Jalen Hurts out here making him look bad.
Nah, we gonna go off of one game, bro?
Ain't nobody going off of one game. Jalen Hurts been playing well.
No, he has not. Yes, Jalen Hurts has only had one good game, bro.
No, but the man is putting up. He's keeping his team.
So you stat chasing then? Because that's all they
Stop. Let me tell you something about a rookie. Then how about this?
I'm listening. Yeah. You tell me about it.
I'm not stat chasing. What I'm saying to you is this. You evaluate your young quarterback on how he's slinging that rock. All that reading defenses, decision making, all that stuff is what you give him his pass on. You give him the pass on, he can improve that. He can get better and better. But the one thing you're supposed to come in this league doing, whether it's picked or not, is sling that rock and look good doing it.
Well, he threw for 300 some yards today.
What happened? Oh, don't give me. Now you stat chasing. All them trash time yards, ball game.
It don't matter. But a lot of the yardage that Herbert got was in trash time. But everybody talking about how good of a passer he is.
Herbert, you better stop it, ball game. Herbert out here dropping dimes.
How many games he won? How many games he won? No. What matters? What matters the most? What matters the most? What matters the most? The W or the stats?
For my rookie quarterback?
Well, W or the stats?
Neither. Show me that you can do it.
Well, he has.
That's what matters.
We'll be fine. Let me
ask you a question.
We'll be fine.
Do you have any questions about Herbert's future?
Yeah, I still do. Yeah, I got questions about all of their futures. All of the rookie quarterbacks I have questions about.
Who future you got more questions on? Herbert or Tua?
They're about the same to me, really.
Oh, ball game, you playing?
No. You know what? No, I'm not playing the field. I'm telling you because I know without a shadow of a doubt what Herbert's deficiencies were when he came out of Oregon, and what Tua's was. So I said a long time ago that him coming to the Dolphins with us not having no weapons was going to make him look average, and Herbert having the weapons in San Diego once he got an opportunity to play would make him look a lot better than he actually looks, but. Neither one of them. They're rookies. So I'm not going to go out on a limb and say neither one is better than the other. I'm just going to tell you that I believe in the guy that we have. Just because I don't have no other reason not to. The kid hasn't shown me anything to have me feel like he can't be the guy. I know what he's working with. I know what he's not. I know what he doesn't have at his disposal. So
the difference in what I'm saying is, I don't care if Herbert had 1,000 drops this year. You saw that arm and that ball being placed in beautiful places, man. That's all I'm saying.
We knew that when he was coming out of college, he had a big arm, though.
Yeah.
Is that all he got for me?
Okay. I like that.
I want to see something else.
I got something else. Then what did we know that Tua had coming out of college? You tell me if we saw it.
He had the ability to make extra reads. He had the ability to step up in the pocket and climb and find a receiver, but he ain't had no pocket to climb in because the center is in his lap the entire darn time.
You just said this man had the ability to make extra reads ball game.
He did. He wasn't TD. When I went back and looked at the film, dude, he was not this one read dude that we made him out to be. I was a part of that with you, bro. I had to go back and look at the film. I was wrong about that.
One read. What y'all get mistaken of, Tua already know he throwing the deep ball to the left. His mechanics looking to the right make you think that he's on a read. He ain't on no read because every time he looked back left, he already cocked back. He ain't even trying to see if that man open. He hiked the ball. He looks right. He's like this. Left. Like he ain't even looking to see if he open. That wasn't a multiple read. He already know where he want to go with the ball, and he goes. And his receivers having all the separation, he trusts that they were going to be wide open. And now
the biggest is what?
Right. He trusted they were going to be wide open.
Say it one more time. Say it one more time.
He trusted he was going to be wide open.
There we go.
But in the NFL, you can't just trust somebody gonna be wide open because it's the NFL. And now he looking exposed. You know why?
Nah, he ain't exposed.
People ain't gonna always be wide open.
They don't have to be. He got smallest one.
Why you think Josh Allen threw his pick? Because he just trusted his guy would be open. He's just so used to throwing the wide open guys in the zone all day. And then when we locked him down in those first 3 drives, we actually had great defensive calls. He didn't look half of what he was. You can't do that in the NFL. You gotta read defense wholeheartedly the way it's supposed to be ran.
And I believe he will. But Josh Allen still has 2 years ahead of this kid, man.
But did Tua read defenses this year? Or did he go to the first guy he saw right away?
No, he went to what was given to him. You can see it had him. Shane Gaylor had him out there handcuffed a lot of the times, bro. He was check down Charlie. He was check down Charlie. Take what you get. Take what they give you.
Because check down Charlie can only handle check downs.
Check down. He was basically taking what they were giving him, bro. Like we didn't have nobody. We didn't have nobody up the sideline wide open beating that guy by 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah, we did. We did.
When?
In plenty games. Just go. I'm gonna send you the link too. Raiders game, all 22. All 22. Wide open guys. Go, but still, it's film. It's film. Like so literally,
let me ask you a question.
The drive before they put Fitz in, both of his go routes beating a man by 5 feet. Both of them. And he holds the ball and throws it literally in a double team underneath, and didn't even look deep. Didn't even look deep ball game. And I'm gonna be honest, it's after watching that kind of stuff is what makes me feel the way I feel. It's after seeing that kind of stuff. I could give all the excuse in the world, but if you hike the ball and both of your go routes are wide open, because the safeties took the underneath and both of your go routes are wide open and you hold the ball and you check it down. Come on, man. And then the very next drive comes in Fitz to save us in the Raiders.
Well, they played him differently as well. But I get it, man. But for me, I always roll back my expectations of guys. I mean, and I just think to some degree, right, if we really want to look at where we are as a team, as opposed to, he didn't have the greatest game today, but none of them really played great today.
That's true.
The defense didn't either. So my thing is, like, I don't think this team is ready. I don't think we're not a playoff ready team anyway, because we still don't have what I consider to be that killer instinct. And on offense, is good teams, on good playoff teams, can manufacture their own offense and they can move the ball without any issues whatsoever. We don't have the pieces for any of that. So I don't lump a lot of the ineptness of the offense squarely on the quarterback, but I do hold him responsible for trying not to be the reason that we lose games, and that's about all I can expect. My expectations of a rookie quarterback are don't be the reason we lose the game. You know what I'm saying? And go out there and showcase some of what you have in regards to defining for us why we actually brought you in. Will they grab another quarterback? Probably.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, does this change at all, number 3?
Why can Fitz make...
I just put it up because it was a donation.
Hold on.
You good. But no, man, you good. Ball game, why can Fitz make those throws, same weapons? Listen, I don't know what ball game is going to say in that regards, but if
tell you why.
Oh, okay.
Fitzpatrick, for one, has 14, almost 15 years more experience, but at the same time, if you notice, if you're actually watching the game as it unfolds, the defenses are a little bit more aggressive in terms of their pressure that they send at Tua as opposed to what they do when Fitzpatrick is in there, because Fitzpatrick is getting the ball out of his processing is a lot faster, but that comes with experience. You're not going to have an experienced quarterback, just like Barkley today, right? We thought there was going to be a drop-off with Barkley, but Barkley got out there and just threw the ball with no issues because he's been in the league for 6 years now at this point. You feel me? So he understands that ball got to be out quick. So he did that. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about a rookie quarterback's processing time as opposed to a polished, a veteran. You feel me?
So let me ask you this, ball game. Does this change the number 3 overall pick at all?
Well, I think right now at this point, bro, we're still greatly hampered by not knowing what the Jets are going to do. So I believe that we will in this next draft grab a quarterback.
I guess the question is, if they take Penei Sewell, what are we doing at 3?
Devontae Smith.
So
we gotta generate offense. We got to generate offense.
Where do you get another quarterback?
We get a in the second round. There'll be plenty of them. There's plenty of opportunities. Trash coming out. All these. There's quarterbacks galore. You just need a guy. You need a guy to be able to come in, because I don't believe that the Dolphins are actually looking with the way this defense is built to be a team that's looking to go out and score 45, 50 points a game. You want to be able to score 35 easily. So, but you can do that. You can do that if you got the weapons in place around this kid, right? We need to we need to figure out first and foremost why we still letting Eric Flowers take money from us, and what we're gonna do at that center spot. Bring another center in to compete with Dieter for next year, and move Hunt inside because he's not a tackle. Let Kenley move over to the left side so he can be next to Jackson to help Jackson because they communicate well together. And then figure out maybe in free agency the right tackle spot. If we go out in free agency and grab Juju from the Steelers, that satisfies one of the issues we have as far as wide receivers, right?
You think they're gonna do that?
Yeah, man. They trying to move on from him, man. Claypool is up there, right? They always on to the hot and newest thing. So, and Pittsburgh has never been notorious. They always been notorious about having 2 alphas in the room. So that's the whole thing with they transition from Brown to Juju, and now Claypool is there. Claypool is the guy that's got the favor now. So why not? Plus, Juju and Tua are friends, so that might work out in his favor as well. But we need a running back.
True. Yeah, that's
Aaron Jones. We need a because listen. I'm done with truthfully the notion that 6th and 7th rounders and undrafted free agents can be more than what they truly are. Everybody's got a ceiling. And there are these stories in the NFL where guys came out of nowhere, unheard of, and made careers for themselves. But at that running back spot, you need a dog, man. We need a real dog. We need an alpha in the room. And we don't have one right now. We got a bunch of complimentary guys. You know what I'm saying? You got guys 5'7", 5'8", 195 pounds. How you gonna tote the rock? How you gonna establish a run game in the playoffs?
A lot of that hinges on having the right old line for the right back too. So developing that. So because I've abandoned it unless we get a power line, a line that can pull and run those schemes the right way, man. Because we have yet to see that. We're only good at halfback draws right now.
I saw more out of one game from Dieter in the Raiders game than I've seen from Eric Flowers all season.
Flowers. You really don't like Flowers, boy.
He hasn't given. No, he's still in.
No. I know.
He hasn't given us. And Karras, man, Karras has to be without a shadow of a doubt to me right now the weakest center in the NFL. Like how do you consistently week in and week out get dominated 4 yards deep? He's pushed 4 yards deep every snap, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, at some point, you got to stand up and man up for yourself.
Well, I know they know they got to get better in those areas, but I like what we talked about last time, figuring out a way to get Sewell and then bringing Kinley over and Hunt in those taking those interiors.
Here's what we got to hope for right now. We got to hope that the Jets are 100, and I hate this for my guy also, but that they're done with Sam Darnold, because then and Justin Fields balls out against Alabama, because then at that point, then the Jets won't have a choice but to try to bring in another quarterback with their new coordinator, whoever that's going to be, head coach. And then from that point, then Sewell is sitting there for us, and you take him, right? You take him, no questions asked, and then we go through at the other pick, and then grab the maybe wide receiver one. Wide receiver one to be gone, but then you can grab wide receiver 2 or 3, because there's 4 of them. There's 4 of them right now. As long as it ain't Jamar Chase, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I'd even take. We can wait till the second round and get my boy Amon-Ra St. Brown out of USC, because he gonna run 4. He probably gonna run 4.36, 4.37, and then replace Grant non-catching ass with him, and then you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just being real, bro. Like these kids,
I get it.
They are legitimate pass catchers. Grant, coming out of Texas Tech, I had all the hopes in the world for him. I made all the excuses for him, but the dude just can't complete the process, bro. And at this point right now, this kid, our quarterback, needs guys that he can trust. I don't care how fast you are. If you can't listen, if he put the ball out there 52 yards in the air and it hitting your hand, you can't pull it in, bro. Like, what's the point? I'm not throwing it to you no more.
True.
And we can't live off 50-50 balls.
Let me ask you this, not to sidetrack, but I got to ask you a question about the current situation. So, Jags playing the Colts. Jags are, look like they're trying to make a run at it, but you already know how that goes. We'll see. Yeah. But if Jags win and we do make it in the playoffs, do you go with Tua or Fitz next week?
Well, I don't even think Fitz going to be ready for you, because he's actually positive. So
if he tests negative, though,
if Fitz tests negative, I'm still going with I got to go with who I've been with, man. You established it, you leave it, it is what it is. The problem is, bro, it don't matter if it's Fitz or not. We're not making it nowhere, man. These teams
ball game.
We are not going into Buffalo again and beating Buffalo, bro. We're not going to do it. No, we'll be the 7th seed. We ain't beating Buffalo. Buffalo has completed their 3-year process for this rebuild, bro. They are the better team right now. They are the elite team in the AFC East. They have fully taken over the mantle. I hate to say it. It's burning the back of my throat as these words are coming out my mouth, but it is what it is. And until we finish our process, bro,
bad right now.
I'm just saying, bro, listen, no, because listen, we 10 wins in the second season of a rebuild that we strapped it all the way down to nothing. That tells me that next year we're gonna kick their ass, bro. I believe that 100%. But my thing is,
I agree.
We're not ready yet.
If we draft right,
if we free agency first, we gotta go out. We have to go out and grab guys that are 1, hungry, 2, that have proven that they can do the job that we're bringing them in to do, and 3, want to be a part of what we are doing, because we have a very limited window to get it done in, because X and Jones are not going to be around much longer. We got to capitalize on that. You got to hit while the fire is pretty hot. And so that lessens the window for Tua and any of these other rookies too. But Raekwon has had an amazing season. You see what I'm saying? Strobridge is even taking reps from Lawson. all these kids that we brought in, with the exception of old boy from Boise State, they actually making contributions. Jackson, only one in Igbenogany, and that's just because Jones and X been available. So with the exception of Igbenogany, all of our rookies have played significant and been good for us too. So the process is working. Yeah. But those are defensive guys. We didn't do shit for the offense. So now we gotta get the offensive pieces.
Yeah,
and the midshipman Bolden look better than Tua. Man, whatever.
No, y'all stop that mess. I mean,
you know what I think? You know what I think the thing is, Robo? I'm sorry to talk over you. I think a lot of people have a real affinity for their college football programs as well. And the fact that this kid was so successful at Alabama and Alabama beat
but it goes both ways.
Yeah, but and I can speak on that. You know why? Because I was one of them people. I was like, you know, when they come in and they roll you up and they beat the dog crap out of you, you hate the school and you hate everything about it. Your
guy is also your guy too.
Yeah.
It goes both ways. And then people do. He did create a lot of haters from college football.
Yeah.
You know, and that's natural. You know, you're going to have a lot of people. I'm not invested in college to that degree. Like, I'm a Hurricanes fan, and that's it. And we just been always coming up too short. So it's never bothered me.
And I'm Florida State. And when they hurt,
sorry to hear that.
When Alabama hurt Francois that year that we was ready to go do some things, that was pretty much in that first game of the season, that ruined our season. So I remember all of that. Yeah. But to answer his question on the thing, a running back is definitely not off the board. We need one. You know what I mean?
Well, at number 3?
No. We're not drafting no running back at number 3. I think they're going to identify and address that in free agency, though, because Aaron Jones is probably going to be let go from Green Bay, and he'd be perfect for our scheme.
So you think they're gonna go big in free agency? Because you already got us getting your boy in Pittsburgh.
And it ain't gonna cost that much though. Juju ain't gonna cost that much. You're looking statistically, no, you guys got based on the stats, TD. You gotta look at the stats now.
True.
He had a great year his sophomore season, but this is third year. It's not that great. You only get paid for your productivity that you've had, and he hasn't had that. So that's a reason they will probably move away from him, because I said Claypool has now become their number 1 there. Complimentary piece to come in and play the slot and all those other different things that he can do.
No, I always want the bargain. But how old is he going to be now?
Juju?
Yeah.
24, right, Quita? How old Kevin? Hey, how old Kevin Jr.? 25, right? Yeah, 25. He'd be 25.
Man, that fits the
actually, you know what? Kevin Jr. is like 9 months older than Juju, so Juju like 24-ish. Yeah.
So that does fit the criteria what they're looking for.
Yeah,
because they trying to get everybody between the age of 23 and 27.
Mm-hmm.
No more, no less in free agency, and that's what they're doing, man. Trying to get those prime years out of them in the early ones. On top of that, man. So I like that move, especially to replace Grant. I like that. That's an upgrade to me. I think honestly, people have to start thinking about that too. That Grant's time at this point may actually have come to an end.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, we've had him for a long time, and I think it might end up being where it is what it is, and also he's continuing to be riddled with injuries. So that's something that we've been dealing with as well. So, man, oh my gosh, I just hate that it happened the way it did. Now, I am realistic in this regard, ball game.
Yeah.
We do know that we've already exceeded expectations.
Yes, sir.
There's no question about it. As a Miami Dolphins fan, hopefully we still make the playoffs, but just to see more Dolphin football. But as a Dolphin fan, we should be very excited about what we did this season. Facts. We had a team that gave us, and then to even play the field with the rookie and all the different switches and the injuries we dealt with, it was fun. It was real fun this season. You know, watching competitive football, like literally, this was the first game we got blown out this season. We have been competitive in every single game that we have played this year. This is the only game we literally got blown out.
Yep.
The only one. And that tells you the future is bright. It don't go down from here. I hope it doesn't go down from here. I hope it doesn't go downhill from here. Hopefully we make the most of it and we improve on that. Now, let me ask you this, ball game.
Yes, sir.
Fitzpatrick is out of the picture next year, right? If the team regresses and goes 7-9, do we use an excuse of a new offensive coordinator potentially, or new people? Do we use, if we go backwards? No?
We can't make excuses. I think the biggest thing is that it won't be a new coordinator, just be a different one. I think Gotze is going to be the guy. He's going to carry over and improve upon what Chan has put in place. You know what I mean? Yeah. The system formationally and things of that nature is a good system. So if we can continue that and leave that in place for familiarity, I think that's a good building block to go off of. I think what probably going to be more so the goal is to get guys that can actually, one, separate for themselves, and two, get the tough, get the tough yards needed. You know what I mean? Well, receivers have to be smart though, right? Just asking a receiver to go out and get the first down is one thing, but then you got guys that are legitimately going to right before the yard marker and hooking up. Yes. That's not smart. You got to always go get more than
Parker,
you need.
Like Parker on that third down, he never got enough depth. He caught it like 1 yard short. It's like these receivers are in some ways not getting the right depths and things like that. So I'll be seeing that type of stuff too.
Shake Moon, I see his question. If Noah makes a big leap, would you like Noah and X on the outside? I think the goal is to employ those guys wherever they're best needed at. I think, Byron could go back there because he has familiarity at playing free safety. However, you're most effective right now with both X and Byron on the boundaries. So if anything, Noah needs to be cross-trained to go up on the perch as a free safety and play from there, because Bobby's going to be a little long in the tooth, as well as Eric Rowe. But they've done a really good job of getting what that boy name is, Jackson.
Okay.
Brandon Jones. They've got him really valuable reps at the strong safety position. So over the course of the season. And he's going to be Eric Rowe's eventual replacement. So what we need to identify is somebody to go backfield for Bobby. And then from there, you don't really, if you have the luxury of having two guys like Jones and X, you're not really going to go mess with that. Let them do what they do. That's what you're paying them to do. So you only see guys transition to safety and things of that nature later in their career when they're a little bit older and, take that responsibility away from them having to deal with guys at the line of scrimmage and all of the nuances of that. So good question though, Shake. But we have to, man, our list going forward, and the Colts, look, the Jaguars are like they're trying to help us, right? It's not. Because the game's only 14.
Oh, they just picked them off.
They just who?
They just picked off the Colts.
Oh, okay. See. So it's not like they're not trying to help us. Because if they win, you know what I mean? They can end the season.
They got no confidence in them getting down the field, just like us.
I don't have no confidence in us past the first round. I'm gonna be honest.
Man, we gonna dog Buffalo ball game. That's why we gotta get in, man. We gotta redeem ourselves, man.
TD, I feel you, brother. But they're on a different level right now. They're averaging, them dudes are averaging almost 39 points a game, bro.
They trash, man. They trash.
That's why I love you, bro. That's why I love you, because your hate for the other three teams in our division.
Listen, man, they trash, man.
Hey, I'll ride with you on that, man. But
I don't like them whatsoever, man. I can't stand them. Listen, man, you don't even understand ball game. They trash, man. I hate to anything in relation to their demise is my blessing, man.
I said it and they did it, man. And I hate the fact that they did it, man. I said if they ever got that boy a wide receiver that can run routes, man, it was gonna be a problem. Diggs,
I can't stand them bums, man.
Diggs is a problem. Diggs is a problem. And here's the thing. Here's the craziest thing. It was a great deal for Minnesota, because if you look at it, Justin Jefferson went up there and balling out, broke Randy Moss's rookie receiving record.
You
with
know who I've
Kirk.
always been. You know who I've always been
Cousins.
in love with at the receiver position.
What was that?
But 2 years ago, more so than now. But Adam Thielen, man,
Dog.
I've always loved that guy at the receiver. But
Dog.
like that's a guy that I would love to have, man.
You know who he reminds me of?
Who that?
Chris Collinsworth.
Yeah.
That's exactly who Adam Thielen reminds me of when I watch him play. Chris Collinsworth. Gritty,
Man,
real good route runner, tough, white boy that was not scared to go out there. And, yeah.
I've always been a fan of his game, man. He's always showing up on the big plays, hands galore.
Yeah.
That man got hands, runs perfect routes.
That's why they could afford to let. That's why they could afford. They felt like they could afford to let Diggs go because they still had Thielen.
Yeah. He does it all, man. That's the type of guy you want.
And my question to you is, where's our guy like that? See what I'm saying? Everybody else, all the other quarterbacks got one. When we gonna get us one?
We got plenty of them, ball game. Our quarterback just don't deliver, man.
Oh no. We need an all-pro wide receiver too.
No, we don't have it. We don't have it.
We
like
that,
I'm gonna be 1,000 with you. Devontae's supposed to be a number 2.
Yeah, he does.
Devontae's supposed to be a number 2. The biggest trick is us feeling Preston Williams is a starter. Preston Williams should be a guy that's coming in getting you 450 to 600 yards a game off of the bench, and you got a really good, but like we've elevated him into a starting role, and then he can't stay healthy at this point.
Best ability is availability.
Yes, but I think that would have helped. It would have helped Tua this year, though, having him.
Yeah, because he had familiarity with the guy. That's what he was throwing to in practice.
Yeah, I think it would have definitely helped.
But like, if the guy can't stay healthy, man, they gonna probably move on from him too. I really do believe that if the Jets take a quarterback, we're going to take Sewell at 3. We'll turn around and probably take Creed Humphrey at 23. And then in the second and third rounds, we'll address the wide receiver position because the depth at the position, it might not be your number 1 guy, right? When Devontae, and Waddle will probably be gone depending on how he runs in the combine after the ankle injury. But there's still a lot of depth because if they can go out and they can bring in a guy like Rashad Bateman, that's a win. That's a win.
Man,
what is wrong with taking QB3 to hedge bet on Tua and at 3 in case he's not the guy? Listen, man. I think these guys are looking at it from the same standpoint that I would be looking at it. Like the kid hasn't really shown me any reason for me to feel like he's not. I'm going to take a quarterback in the draft just because there's a plethora of them for me to actually be able to take one. And I can still get one at a point where I know I can bring him in and he can be competitive with my starter. But in the same sense, the kid hasn't really done anything for me to feel like I need to replace him. Especially when I know I haven't done everything I was supposed to do and spent the money the way I needed to spend it to get him the weapons he needs. So why am I looking to replace him right away when I need to evaluate him with the weapons in place?
No, I don't think they're saying replace him, though. Just the
No. That's what I'm saying.
But not at 3.
Not at 3 because we still have deficiencies. Man, listen, I don't care. So you go get another quarterback. How great is he going to be behind this offensive line if you can't fix the problems up there? Because let's run this down. Let's run this out. Lawrence gone at 1, right? Possibly, unless Fields balls out against Alabama. In the case they swap each other. Either way, then at that point. So let's say Fields goes 1. Lawrence goes 2. Who we taking then? Wilson?
Sewell.
No, I'm saying. No, he's talking about a quarterback at 3. So who are we going to do? We going to reach for Wilson or reach for Lance?
Listen, if Panay is on the board, all that quarterback stuff go out the window for me.
Ain't reaching. Ain't no reach. We're not reaching for those dudes. So, no, we don't take a quarterback at 3. You take the next best available player. And if Sewell is gone, Fields might be there, but I don't think it'll be a quarterback for us. I think it'll be the Heisman winner, which is probably going to be Devontae Smith. You take the receiver, man. The kid's a senior. He stayed a whole extra year and then proved to you, even when people said that his numbers were because Judy and Ruggs was there, he went out had better stats than them last year, and then came back and obliterated his stats from last year this year. He's a senior. He's ready. You take that and you go on about your business. And then at 23, you take Creed Humphrey if he's there. So you satisfy one of the offensive line issues, and you shore that up with giving him competition with Dieter. And if Dieter don't work out, man, send Eric Flowers on the way, get your $10 million back, and we move on from it smartly. And then in the second round, at the top of the second round, you go grab Harris because he'll probably be there. Najee Harris will be there. And then you grab a wide receiver again in the second. Bateman should be there. So now you satisfy 2 wide receiver positions. You satisfy the center, and you satisfy the running back. And in the third round, if Tyler Shelvin is there, you get your nose tackle that you need to shore up the run defense, because you can't forget about the fact that we still was porous against the run. And then you live with it. But that's a pretty decent draft, in my opinion. Because if you watch the film, it tell these people out there in the land, go look up Rashad Bateman. They
So
keep killing it too.
Somebody asked a little subtle question that I like your take on it. Why didn't they give Rosen more of a chance?
Well, I think the biggest thing is truthfully, from my opinion, I think they felt like the issues with Josh in regards to his mechanics and things of that nature were just too much to overcome, right? And in a short span of time, Flores is on the clock, right? So taking someone else's, unfortunately, if they had gotten him and had all of the pieces in place, the O-line, the wide receivers and things of that nature, Josh might have been able to do and be here a little bit different. But taking him and putting him in that situation where we had last year it didn't do him any favors. And it's so much easier than at that point just to say, you know what, we'll get our own guy and then we'll ride or die with this process. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, he wasn't their choice. He was a guy that they picked up because Arizona went with their choice of bringing him when they brought Kingsbury in. So it's easier. It's easier to just say, you know what, it just didn't work out. We'll go our own route type of thing. And that's what they did.
Man, I'm about to get up out of here, man. I've been live so long, man. This is crazy, man. But ball game, man, I'm gonna hit you up this week anyway, because like we already talked about it, but we're gonna link up, man.
Yeah.
This is gonna be one interesting offseason. I will say that, man. And at this point, right now, we hoping the Jags win regardless. So according to ball game, so we can lose the Buffalo again.
He asked the same question again. I just explained that to you. You talking about four? No, man. I'm tripping. I missed that. I'm looking at something different. I was watching. I was looking at the stream when dude asked about why Fitz can make them throws. But that's late. Yeah. So.
But yeah, man, I'm about to get up out of here, man. I got to get to the family. I'm already over time. I already got my nasty text of the night. So
yeah. All right, boss.
All right, man. Love you, bro.
Yeah, love you too.
All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all coming through. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. As always, we'll get back to it, man. We'll figure it out. I'll go change the title for some of y'all, man. All right. Tua is not trash. She just playing like it. All right, y'all.
Oh, boy.
All right, man. Love y'all. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.
All right,